everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 124 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have all of our players back today, same as always. We have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I'm hopefully haven't made Roshan do anything too scandalous, but Josh
We were
is here to
clutching
make
some
Roshan
pearls.
do the scandalous.
Oh.
I expect great things from you. I'll go ahead and do a quick recap, and then I think we are good to jump back into things. The party was heading northwards with a few new friends in tow. Russ and his companions, who are heading towards the same party you're heading towards, and he so graciously offered to take Nyx as his plus one as his date to the party. Nyx, after hearing the word date, is now that seemed to be the trigger for some of the thought to start happening with that 8 intelligence, and is now working through that. Maybe everyone could possibly maybe be right about Russ flirting with her. But you all get rid of the corpse of a giant purple worm that you have seen now for the second time. The first time, emotions were high, and the party did not take the time to deal with the corpse, hoping that it dealt with itself, and boy, did it. Finding the party again and engaging them in combat to be felled once again. But during this, you found some kind of armor it had built up from its natural sort of environment and the way that it makes gems within its body, along with the charring from some of the burn damage it took, leaving you with these about 4 of these gem scales that you are taking with you as your spoils. During this, you can see Russ and Brynja. Brynja seems to be the person that he sort of turns to get information or to see if he should or should not say things. And it seems they have a conversation, supposedly about Roshan, as they kind of like talk to each other and then like look over at Roshan and then go back to their conversation. And then later on in the week, Russ refers to Roshan as Angel, probably referencing the information he heard about the combat. Everyone heads northwards. Time, it happens. We're leaving, we're going, we're thriving, there's a party to get to. You get to Jarl's Becker, which is the capital of the current section of the continent you are on. It is a fully walled city with beautiful cobblestones and a large sum of water structures, like a lot of fountains. And I forgot to describe this last time, but I'll tell you now. You've only been here for a little bit. There's also a minerally smell. There's like a faint mineral smell in the air, especially around these fountains. But as you make your way through, Russ is like, I'll show you around at some point if you need me to, I guess. And when you get to the area of the inn that Russ is staying at, called the Hard Fiddle, he takes off his belongings and puts gold in his pockets and in small bags over his body, and is greeted by townsfolk as if he is their best friend, as they refer to him as Russ the Gold, and openly pickpocket him, to which he seems happy to oblige. And when asked about it, he says that there's something wrong with making people beg. That's something he's not a fan of. And instead, it's just a transaction, you could say. They're working for it, so why shouldn't they have it?
If they can take it, why should they not?
And gives a few people some coin as you all make your way through town and arrive at the Hard Fiddle, which has a beautiful little wooden sign out the front that totally looks like it has a fiddle drawn on it. Definitely fiddle. You go into the tavern, and it is loud and full. There are a lot of people here already deep in their cups, having a good time. There's a smell in the air of stale ale and people, like just a room full of not incredibly wealthy people who are maybe just at work, you know?
The longhouse at feast time.
Or, you know, normal mercenaries who don't prestidigitate themselves on the regular sort of smell in the air. You can see just a bunch of people. There is the barkeep, It's a goblin woman who looks like she's kind of like in a race as she moves across behind the back of the bar, probably kind of set up on a few boxes, dealing with people and shouting across to a barmaid. A human woman whose hair is up in like a heavy, messy bun, and it looks like she applied her makeup before work, and now it's almost entirely gone. It's just the faded remnants of makeup. And obviously, to some, probably, can't say the whole party would pick up on this immediately, but you can see some sex workers currently out having casual conversations with individuals, perhaps, sporting their wares and getting their coin because, got to make your money.
You must advertise services in order to sell them.
Yeah, how are you going to sell if you don't tell the people you're selling?
They don't know they can buy if you don't tell them.
That they're sort of like a kind of rough and tumble crowd, making up, kind of mixed in with the just people here to get a watered down ale. Russ sort of like leans back towards the group. So there's a shit ton of people here because when the big fancies come to town, usually they roll up with a large group so that they look more intimidating on the road. So most of these people will probably be here until the end of the party, so it's going to be a bit crowded quarters. And he starts to make his way to the bar.
Makes sense. I think Nana is definitely going to acquire at least a beer for everybody, unless somebody wants to abstain for the evening. She takes orders.
I mean, on that note, as Nana turns and is like, I take orders, you hear the sound of a bag of coin hitting the table as Russ just like slams down a large amount of coin in front of this bartender. Drink and food for the lot of them? All on me? Rooms, whatever. If there's anything left over, it's all for you, darling. And smiles at the goblin barkeep. And you watch as he points across the room. And you all sort of follow the point, and it is directly at Fen. That man right there, he pays for nothing while he's in town. And he kind of steps up. Let me tell you the story about a giant fucking worm. And Russ is going to start spinning a fucking tale about what happened. Eventually he's like up on a table. You guys have drinks immediately, like into hands instantly. Fen's hand first. And throughout this story, which Russ was not part of the combat visually, he is making it up. He is making up a beautiful story about how that combat went. And he sort of looks over at Fen. And then, no matter what he tells you, because, you know the type, no, it was fine, it was nothing type.
He's too modest!
Humble.
He dives into the worm to save me. I'm on my last breath, gargling out my last prayers as I am falling into the acid, and he dives into the stomach to save me, and he pulls me out, and he saves my life. I'll pay for anything that man wants. Mostly ale, only ale. But I will be paying for it in this town. If he says otherwise, don't listen to him. He's a hero. He's a goddamn hero. And there's just like one tear that rolls down the side of his face. And people are invested to the story.
So good.
That's currently what's happening. You guys are at the hard fiddle. What do you guys want to do? It is later afternoon. So, up in the air. There's still time to do things if you're so inclined.
That's true.
I wanted to ask...
I don't have anything that... Oh, good.
Before we even got into the hard fiddle, I think he would ask Brynja about the smell at the fountains, and you've been here before, I assume. What's that smell?
It's probably the big terrible caverns, and she like walks past you unfazed.
The what? The what?
Big terrible caverns, eh? He says, trying to keep up.
All of you can hear that.
Wait, that was rather
that's
a
right.
lot just to say and then just walk off?
Are there big?
It's
terrible
probably coming from
caverns?
the hollow.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The hollow. Okay, what are we missing?
Everything
Are there
below,
orcs in there?
probably.
So there's an undercity here.
Well, I mean, it's mostly just water and
It's
things that exist in water.
It's not really a city.
Great, love that.
There's some nasty creatures down
Tunnels
there from
full
what
of
we've
water
heard,
and critters.
Well,
Mud?
where do you think the water's coming from?
but it's everywhere. It has to come from somewhere.
We're not drinking it.
No, we're drinking ale.
Yes, obviously, but nobody drink this. I didn't think I'd have to say as much, but walking with Gorbjorn for long enough, you'd kind of just have to cover your bases. Nobody drink this water, okay? We good? We agree on that?
I have spent enough time with Tordrick and observed him closely enough to know that even ale is made with water, and they must be getting their water from somewhere. Tordrick also says that ale purifies in that it's, kissed by the 9 sisters or whatever he said, but Fen looks suspiciously at his mug or his horn or whatever he's got.
Oh no.
I'm putting
Tastes
everybody
all right.
magically back at the tavern. 'Cause you can't stop
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. This would maybe be like conversation we're having at the tavern later.
It
just
kind
trying
of is
to like
just like
rope
a,
Brynja back
what
in.
do you mean terrible caverns? So the cavern.
So,
We're just like talking amongst ourselves about the caverns because we can't get Brynja to come back over and explain it. So we're just like,
Yeah.
well, what is it?
Yeah. Brynja kind of like, as she's making her way around the place, yeah, don't drink from the fountains. Maybe in the nicer part of towns you could drink from the fountains, but don't drink from the fountains. And sort of is kind of taking in the space. And you all watch Dagfin, who's finished a drink, goes over to Russ, who's like on a table next to you guys. Russ has just been making the rounds across tables for a while. And he sort of looks up. I'm gonna do my walk around. And Russ sort of like kind of gives a nod and like a yeah, go ahead sort of hand motion, and Dagfin sort of slips back into the tavern, and you watch makes their way to the door and then out to do a walk around.
Fair enough.
If nobody's talking, you can go for it.
Oh, your video was a little delayed, so you were gesturing, but there
I
no
was still
sound
just
coming out.
gesturing
Oh,
wildly.
Ah.
I'm like, oh, good.
So, just as a note, this is not a thing Fen wants to do per se, but like having seen Russ get pickpocketed, Fen wants to like be under his cloak, but like the only thing outside of his cloak, like pocket wise, would be the gray bag of tricks just on his belt, looking tempting. So if anybody wanted to reach in and take anything, that's the place that they would try to take from.
Good to know.
Oh my
And
god.
then there was a big rat in the middle of it.
Or a badger or an elk.
Who knows?
Or a direwolf. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but you guys learn about the Hollow, which seems to be a kind of cavernous underbelly of the city, full
that's
of
pretty crazy.
natural water, and it seems some nasties. That they don't come up too often.
But they
Oh.
do.
But not
Well, I suppose that's as good as that could be hoped to be, considering. Well, one thing I do want to ask with you all before we get too deep into our cups, all of us. Can we see about maybe figuring out a lead? Someone we could ask here in Jarlsbecka before we leave town for anywhere else. I want to find out more about this target of Ings.
The parapet.
We should ask around.
But we need to be careful. If there's enough criminal element here in town, I wouldn't put it beyond Bosch to have ears places, you know? So, discreetly, ideally, what we want is somebody who knows a lot about either landmarks or things of magical significance in the area, who are also not terribly likely to be inclined towards the guard's sympathies and willing to talk with us, which is a rather narrow
Well, I
data set
guess
to work
we
from,
could
but
start with the barkeep. They always know stuff. They know what's up.
it's a good point.
It's an established person, too, that would have something to lose from Bosch getting his way. That's,
Let's not
maybe make
lead
them
too
less
much
inclined.
with opinions. I don't know. Let's not lead too much to start with opinions on the guard. Let's say nothing until we're certain, okay?
we're on a time frame here, and
I understand.
I think this is important. I think we should start here, but I think we should make our way to the library as quickly as possible, because that's where we'll get information.
Most,
We're not
yeah.
far off now. But we can ask around here. Just let's be careful about it.
We can go to the library tomorrow. I can get us there in a day.
No, we can't get
Wait,
there tomorrow.
In a day?
It's too far away to get there
Yes,
tomorrow.
it's like
We
4
kill
days
Thick
ride.
Biscuit
Why
out for
don't you
under us.
just leave Thick Biscuit? Why don't you just trust me? I can get us there in a day.
I believe it.
Well, if Kel believes it, then
If you don't, Cald and I can go on our own. That's fine. I can go to the library with him, and you can stay here and take your sweet time getting there, and I'll get there in a day.
that's
Perhaps,
not at all what I was suggesting.
Perhaps we could go shop for outfits so that they're done in time, and then
We could do that. It's gonna take me, like, at most, if I had to guess, start trying to do math.
Counting on her
Don't hurt
fingers.
yourself.
2, 3, I don't know, a few hours at most to get there.
Really?
Yeah.
I said,
Maybe
I
we
ju-
have different maps.
I'm not
What are
gonna
you planning
explain.
to do? Are you going to surprise us?
Just trust me. You'll see tomorrow. I can't today.
All right.
Tomorrow.
We,
Yeah.
we trust you. That's fine.
Sounds good.
You know what? I'm just gonna go do. She's just gonna go outside and get a pot of snow and head up to her room. She's kind of done.
I think Roshan would follow her outside and just ask, "Everything okay?"
It's great. Everything's great, Roshan. I don't know why you're asking.
If you don't want me to ask, I won't, but you seem a little perturbed.
I don't really. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm focusing on what I know we can do. I can get us to the library. I can do that. Might not be able to help there. I don't know what's going on with anything else. Can't figure that out. I've tried.
What in particular? I think we've got a clear enough timeline if we do some shopping and head out tomorrow.
Roshan, you heard him, right? You heard him. He said it was a date. I believed you. I believed you. For
It is
days.
a date. It's still a date.
Literally, we just told him that I might not be able to be there. He didn't care at all. How is that a date if he didn't care?
Nix. If anything, I
Explain
think
that.
he was trying to not act offended because he didn't want to upset you.
I don't. He hasn't said anything.
You're right.
He hasn't talked to me since we stepped in town.
You're right. He hasn't. What room are you? Wait,
I don't
are
know.
we?
They,
Did we get rooms here? Are we gonna?
he said he
Where are
paid
we
for
going?
everything, so yeah.
Well, I did want to check out the fancy hotel, but one night can't hurt. Can't tarnish our reputation to smithereens.
We could
It's
have
already there.
rooms at both, I guess. I don't really. I don't need to be there.
Okay, you go to your room, but just wait like 30 minutes before sticking your face into a pot of water unless you want to get interrupted.
It'll take a while to melt anyway, I guess. Sure. I'll go up to my room.
As if you couldn't melt it with the snap of your fingers.
I don't need to, though.
Potion of fire breathing.
I can't produce flame. I can melt it so
Fuck
easily.
this in particular.
Oh no.
God.
It's full of people. We're gonna burn it down.
Oh boy.
Um,
This is not
Talk
the
about
vampire
reputations.
game, guys.
I think Roshan would precede Nyx in and hope to make it to Russ before she has slipped away out of view.
Yeah, no, sorry, other people. I'm working with this currently.
Very
Ah.
fair. Please.
Sorry,
Please
everyone.
do.
I'm working
I have
on whatever's
a thing
happening.
I want, but go. I want this.
Russ has made it down from the table because it gets more precarious over time, being the man walking on tables. But you're able to get to him. You got to get a little bumpy on some other people, but you can get to him before Nyx is out of view.
Yeah, Roshan has a plus 12 acrobatics while in a bar setting, so he'll dodge people and tap Russ on the shoulder pretty hard, and then motion toward Nyx, and then look back at him.
You kind of jab, and immediately just like the impulse is like arm is already around your shoulder. He hasn't turned to see who's next to him, and then turns. Yes, Angel.
He'll motion toward Nyx, who I assume is like
Head him.
sulking up the stairs.
Yeah. With this pot of snow, considering starting to melt it.
There she goes to get her facial. Was it?
Yeah. She was expecting more of an upset reaction from you when she said she might not be able to make it. If you don't go make this right, you're not going to have a date to the party. And also, she's going to be really sad. So, just, go kiss her or something, please. Like, both of you are flirting with each other so much that it's weird that she doesn't see it, but everyone else can.
I have to stop you for half a second. Apologies. You're telling me that woman who thinks that I am going to just deck her in the face at some random moment out of fury is flirting with me at all. I'm pretty okay. I'm not going to say good. I'm pretty okay at picking up on those types of things, but I do not. Things were coming back a bit cold.
You ever dated someone who, can make ice at the snap of her fingers? Or who was born and raised in the woods?
Now that second part sort of puts a little bit into perspective.
She needs things laid out very clearly, and your advances would not go unprocessed. I mean, she processes it, but she's never had anyone treat her like that, and I think she just would like a little clarity.
You're a great friend, Angel. And here's my question your way, because this is a bit personal of a conversation, methinks. I'm trying to figure out, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Brynja's wrong because I'm going to be honest, I didn't get to see shit. Uh, it seems you're a bit guarded with your fancy flying about.
Maybe I'll tell you about it if you make my friend happy.
Feel like the tally's in my favor. And sort of kind of sits up, and you watch as people are kind of coming in and out, and you hear like a woman's gasp from the doorway as Russ is starting to like get up, and he's like looking at the stairs. On the opposite side of the room by the door, this woman gasps, and this woman is, I would say, I mean this nicely, 100% nicely. It's just a category. I would say she's tavern hot. Like, bitch is tavern hot. Like, you know, like she looks great, but it's definitely like probably the hottest bitch at the tavern, but it's at the tavern.
Chicago 7, LA 5, you know?
It depends. But walks in, breasts sort of like pushed up under her chin, well done. Like she's an attractive woman. Walks in, corseted, just thin waist, gasping, and you follow her eye line to Randall, the gnomish man that had been traveling to you, and he looks up and he's like, Marielle, and just it is accented by the sound of her just putting all of her full force into a slap onto the side of his face before she huffs and walks past. He's like,
Did you deserve that?
100%. And just this big smile.
You can.
No shame. Randall's fine with it. Russ smirks. We have a different tally. Randall, honestly, has a lot of tally markers. All right, but you've promised to share me a secret.
I'm good for it.
Unless it's on the
see.
table.
And he's like, oh, see, it's worse. I wish we were like sitting at a table and everything was loud. And he kind of murmurs as he makes his way to where to follow behind Nyx. Is anybody else just doing anything casual or besides the casual?
Fen would like to walk over to Randall and hand him an ale and his daily goodberry, like the one that Nana that passes out to everyone.
Yeah.
That's for the burn.
The thing is, when everyone watches the most beautiful woman in the room slap you, you're going to get the second most attractive woman in the room, and then eats the goodberry.
You didn't need it then. You coward.
Now I just have to get her attention. And Randall sort of like slicks his hair back.
Best of luck, friendo. I think Nana's kind of been like contemplating things. I think maybe a smidge before Roshan manages to convince Russ to go up after Nyx. I think Nana tracked Nyx storming in with her pot in from out of the cold, looking kind of upset, or at least flustered. And so, Nana grabs an extra ale and a fresh one for herself, and maybe an extra one for Nyx, and makes her way up the stairs, because it looks like maybe Nyx needs to. Kind of like goes to tap on the door. Nyx, you alright?
It's open. Just pacing around in there. Non-stop pacing.
Everything okay?
I don't. We'll see. We'll see. That's for me. She's gonna take that and drink it down very quickly.
I thought that was going to happen. That's why I got you another. You're welcome.
Great. Pays with the drink. Are you wanting to scry on someone? The pot's already ready.
Well, I was thinking about asking, but that can wait.
The ring already has it. Then you could do it. Here, she's gonna shove the ring at you.
What is she gonna like dunk Nana's head in there?
Get in there.
I appreciate it, Nix, but really, you can trust me at least so far as you're willing to trust me. I can tell you're upset about something, and if I can help, I want to.
I'm okay. I'm just confused. Figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Let's go. Wait, I don't know. She's gonna sit on the bed. I don't know. Okay?
I want to help. I just want to know what I'm helping with. Are we talking about the library? Are we talking about Ing?
No,
Are
not
we?
the library.
Oh boy.
The library's fine. I'm gonna get us to the library.
I believe you.
What?
I no questions
Nobody
asked.
believes
No
her.
questions asked. I have no doubts. None whatsoever in my heart, in my mind. Doesn't matter if there's worms there.
Do you want an explanation of how you're gonna get to the library? You're going to be a cloud, okay? That's it. You're gonna get there.
I believe you. I'm very interested to see what that's like. I'm not gonna. It's fine. I'm not worried about that, Nix. I want to know what you're worried about.
I mean, there's a lot to worry about. That note is something to worry about. For one,
Right.
there's I don't know what any of that meant in there. Then there's whatever's about to happen with Russ. I don't know. Okay?
Well, there's nothing saying that we cannot finish the business with Ing before the new moon and get it all cleaned up and get back here before we're even missed. Maybe, if we're insanely lucky, which we haven't been so far, I'll admit, but it could happen.
Great.
Push come to shove. If we did have to do all this on the day of the new moon, there's still another, I think 2 days or something until the party starts. And if you were to figure out a tree around here that would make a good touchstone point, we could
I've already
just pop
done
through.
that. I've been here before.
Oh, you did say. Yes. Then there's no worry. We can get back here in no time at all. Plenty of time for you to be able to be on time for your date.
Sure.
You don't
Just
seem
gotta
confident.
get through everything else first. And
Hey,
if
Nix,
it's
I
even a
was
date-
wondering if we could,
Mm.
Oh. Sorry, ladies.
No.
No,
Russ
wait a
walks
minute.
up.
That's okay.
Russ is walking.
Nix, if you're concerned about Russ, go and talk to him already.
Okay. Now, you leave. I'm gonna go get him.
Get out of here.
I will leave you two alone. But just talk to him.
Okay. Trying to get past, trying to go out and get him.
All right, Nana's leaving. Nana's going.
We could talk. She was only up here because she was worried.
Yeah,
I
sure. Yeah, I'll come in. Let's get out of the hallway.
I prefer that. Yeah.
Nana has passed without trace down the hall. She is not there. She's not there.
She's invisible. kind of pacing around a little bit still.
Ruff is gonna come in and sort of like sit on the edge of the bed and is just kind of like watching you because you're actively pacing the room. This can't be about me.
Why not? Why wouldn't it be? How is it not about you?
Sorry, I'm processing.
I've been trying to figure out what is going on for a week.
I mean,
I'm so confused.
well, I was not confused, and then I wasn't, and then I was, and I've kind of been jumping back and forth a bit on that one. I would be devastated if we did not go to this dance together. My invite was genuine, and I was just lucky you brought it up first. It was easy to ask. It would have been harder if it hadn't been a spontaneous thing, but it would have been an ask anyways. I want to go to that dance with you.
She probably freezes wherever she was pacing when he said that.
Just like mid-step.
It's pretty red. Well, however red blue skin can get.
Yeah, maybe a little purple.
I imagine she like
purple.
actually freezes, like literally freezes.
So yeah, the water kind of freezes, accidentally freezes with the shape water.
A piece of the ice clunks off of the hair,
Yeah.
and just slowly skids across the floor.
Okay. See, I did not realize that. Oh god.
And you could tell me if I'm overstepping, because
That's not what I'm saying. I just
okay.
I'm not good with this. I don't know how this works. I like you a lot, actually. I care about you. I just don't. I'm not good at showing that.
I also like you a lot, and perhaps I could be better at showing it, because it seems my current avenue of showing it hasn't been received. Because I feel like I've been showing it a lot, but that's not your fault. So, how about this? We'll start at the beginning. He's gonna get up and walk over to you. Nix, I was wondering if you would be interested in being my date for a party coming up. Would that be something you're interested in?
I'd love to.
Perfect. We can wear each other's colors.
You mean the platinum and the gold? Because I don't have anything like that. But Roshan's really good. I could probably go shopping with him. Or do you mean a different color? I already had that in mind.
Oh. Well, you can look at mine, and you can do what you need to do, I think. I trust you to pick something amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you're practically paying for it.
I am. This is an investment.
You didn't lose on
So-
purpose, did you?
No, I was really trying. Okay.
Okay.
So, I want to put this also out on the table just so it is never a thought in your mind. I have never and will never want to fight you physically. It just seems that my style of flirting with you every odd hour is not the correct approach. And I'll, tell me when I pick up on something good.
I mean, it was hard to tell. Yeah.
It's all right. It's
But
all
what
right.
if it was just for fun? I was going to ask, does anyone duel for fun? 'Cause-
At the party,
Yeah,
no.
what-
If you want to duel for fun, I'm always open to dueling for fun. That I might lose on purpose. I'm not gonna lie. That might make me a little uncomfortable. But at the party, I wouldn't duel for fun because the stakes are a bit high. But there's a square in town where you can. It's not really for dueling. It's more for sparring.
No, that's not.
I was
really
going to
the
tell
same,
you.
but
Yeah, I was going to tell your friends about it because they're like, oh, I need somebody to think I'm big and strong. And I'm like, well, that's the only place you can really demonstrate being big and strong. So that's all I got. Were you all planning on going? It's getting a little late, but I'm sure you could annoy a shopkeep if you were interested, or I could show you the way in the morning.
I don't think we have any plans tonight. I'm taking them to the library tomorrow.
Ugh. Well,
But-
then you're going to be gone for a bit.
I'm hoping only a day.
Oh, that's great then.
If they want to stay longer, they could, and I could do it. I don't really see a reason for me to be there longer than a day.
Right. Well, just hit me up if you guys need a tour guide. I am maybe one of the worst tour guides you could get in this town, but I am pretty cute, so it's kind of a toss-up.
And I think I'd prefer you as a tour guide, personally. But
All right. That works for me. Well, he holds a hand out to you, sort of in like this position.
she's not 100% sure what she's supposed to do, so she's gonna grab it. Put her hand out and grab it.
He smiles, and he will like turn his hand a bit so he can grab your hand, and then he's gonna kiss the top of it. I'm going to take my leave of your room because I'm a gentleman, but you could also come downstairs unless you're going to look into your pot or whatever you're doing. But if you'd like to come back downstairs, that's where I'm headed.
Don't know why they told you it was a facial. I really don't understand.
I know they were lying, but like I'm trying to figure out like why they would lie about that, you know?
I don't know.
So I've just kind of been going with it the whole time, like, oh yeah, the facial pot, you know?
It's just it's just something I can do.
You
It's
can do a
just
lot.
magic.
You
Just
can do a lot of magic.
It's just magic.
And also there was that one time where I was like, oh, I've seen magic like once or twice, and all of them are like, wow, Russ has seen magic once or twice. And I'm like, I mean, I was obviously joking, and then everybody was upset when it wasn't a joke. So, maybe my approach on things is a little rough. So, eye-opening experience. Are you coming downstairs?
Yeah, that can wait. Just follow
Alright.
him down.
Perfect. Roshan, you see both of them come down the stairs together.
Nana was waiting outside, far enough away to not discern
Right
any
in
words.
words.
Right in the doorway.
No. While Pass Without Trace was active, she was hiding far enough
Roll-
away
roll
not to be
stealth.
able to discern words. Very well.
Roll stealth.
I will.
Listening the whole time.
I
For
wish you were
tone,
listening
for
the whole
tone
time.
of voice, in order to
Uh-huh.
make sure nobody was getting upset or yelling.
How much did you eavesdrop? Because she was
well,
not being
with-
quiet, so.
With a sneak, with Pass Without Trace of a total of 36.
Jesus.
Okay. And you can roll insight to see if you can pick up on tone.
That is a 17.
No raised voices. Nothing pings.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
They walk past you.
Nana's just chilling. Everything seems fine. They seem like they're walking companionably, so then everything is good. Nana will wait a little bit before rejoining the party downstairs. just so she's not following right down behind them.
Fen, anytime you get too close to the bar or a barmaid, a drink is put in front of you. Like, you are not allowed to be walking around without one. If ever there's not a drink in your hand, you will be given one. That is just how it's going to be.
Cool. So Fen is pretty sloppy at this point.
Yeah.
Then.
He's already gone.
And he's
Bye, Faye.
and he's probably beginning to tell his recollection of the giant worm that 180 degrees contradicts what Russ has already said.
Yeah.
But everybody already knows that you're going to do that because you're too modest.
And you're
Yeah.
wasted.
Yeah.
He's drunk and modest.
He's so precious.
Oh, also, Nyx. Russ sort of like leans in to like talk into your ear. So you can totally make up whatever you want to trick your friend Angel over there into
Why
whatever
are you calling him that?
I heard he, and like does like, does like that. Poof.
I heard he had.
Is that a gay slur?
Are you homophobiaing me?
What?
At my own
I mean,
game.
sometimes, but what? I don't really get the nickname. Well, fine,
Oh.
whatever.
It's sort of to prod at him, honestly. It's actually not very nice. It's a nice nickname, but it's to like, when you want somebody to talk about something, you make their nickname the thing you want them to talk about, and eventually they'll talk about it.
Still doesn't get it.
That's fine. But all I'm saying is, if you wanted to lie about what happened up there and that you just kicked my ass or something, I'm willing
That we got in a fight for
to
real
put
this
the
time.
jokes on him for realsy that he sent me up there and I could finally duel you as I've been trying
I
to
don't
for
know.
months.
He told me that we're not friends right now technically, because well, he said that we're fighting and he's not gonna forgive me until I've given you a kiss. So technically
specific.
we're not friends right
Oh.
now.
Would you like to be his friend?
Purple again. It'd be nice.
What if I close my eyes? I won't look.
Really quickly. She will. She'll give him a kiss real fast. And
There you
then
Roll to perceive this.
Yeah.
yeah, Kel
I will
can
let
roll
you
to
roll.
perceive.
I'll let you roll because your perception's terrible. Could be like, oh, Nyx came back in, and if you
Yeah.
stay long enough looking. But Roshan, you've been probably waiting, kind of like to see somebody come down the steps, so you get to see that. Friendship restored. Not that you know
Friendship
that's
restored.
what it is, but what do we got, Keld?
We got a dirty 20.
Hell yeah, bud.
Perfect timing.
Bro.
Ears go back. But
What?
Nani?
Keld, not Keld. Keld's gone. We've lost him.
Bye.
But
I'm
Russ
over here.
smiles and does blush a little bit. All right, you're welcome. And sort of smiles, and he's like, all right, I want to get a little shitty unless you guys tell me to not get shitty, but I'm going to go get shitty. And makes his way over to the bar.
I'm gonna head over to Roshan and tell him that we're friends.
We're friends again? Oh, so glad.
Can't keep me out of the bubbles anymore. Nothing. And
Wow.
I don't want to hear anything about you not forgiving me.
So how
Nana
was
zoops over. Ah,
A blur of a shadow turns into Nana.
it?
The triangle of gossip has assembled.
Oh god.
she's definitely earned it. And another ale, I think. At least.
Were you listening the whole time?
Oh. I was listening for tone. I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to yell at you.
Why would he yell at me?
I take over
It'd
precautions
probably only
because,
be good
you know.
yelling.
well,
Gonna smack.
if it was
Roshan.
going to be like that, I
freaking
was
like
going to
you.
leave, but
But we We need to get outfits, Roshan, and I don't know what to get.
Well,
Are you into costume stuff? Costume stuff?
Fen, how many have you had?
How many what's I what have
I
I
think
had?
you need to sit down. And Nana will pull him into a chair. It's okay. Go ahead.
When Fen sits, his hand sort of hits the table, and a drink
no.
is immediately put into his hand.
I'll take
God.
it.
Nyx takes it out.
I
It's just
think
sort of like
that's
a
fair.
fluid motion.
Oh no.
This is
mine.
Russ's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't have happened like this.
Oh, it's
Roshan
terrible for
will. I'm sure there's some kind of vessel of water behind the bar, but Roshan's just going to shape water and fill up Fen's cup with it.
I'll make some ice cubes for him.
Nice cold water.
Ice
you.
water.
And a nice cold water.
That's
There you go.
we call that a frozen water teamwork special.
I'm gonna pass him
Hey!
some food.
There's just some food.
I'm
you're
joining
drinking
the-
some food.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joining the group.
Fen's gonna
Yeah.
stand up, and his cape goes out with a flourish, and he's gonna point to Russ
Oh.
standing over at the bar and be like,
Uh-huh.
"This man is a hero, but he is a deceiver, and he's lied to you. This man saved my life, and he cannot be bested in most combats, and I will prove it to you." And Fen's gonna throw his kukri at at Russ.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
You're throwing it right at him?
You're,
Throwing it
Fen
right
is
at him.
very drunk.
you can go ahead and roll that with disadvantage. Russ is not as drunk as you are.
Thank God.
Not that far yet.
Oh.
That's
At this point in the night.
I don't even know what a thrown attack does with my.
Kukri.
It's Dex plus
Proficiency, it should be.
proficiency. Okay. Yeah, I haven't
Thanks.
thrown my knife before.
It's a
First time for
You're a
everything.
ranger and a rogue and you haven't thrown your knife?
I have a longbow.
Yeah, he's an arrow kind of guy.
I mean, yeah, you get good reach there, but like, come
Yeah, I
on,
got a
man.
14 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That works.
Okay.
I will
And Fen would
say-
like
For
uh-huh.
what?
would shift his hip, like, so that like he knows it's coming back. Like that's what he's hoping it's coming back.
Oh, boy.
But he's gonna shift his hip so that like his scabbard lines up so that like Russ has got a place to throw it.
Oh
like,
my God, for a
Fe-
trick shot?
in Fen's drunken addled mind, he
Oh
thinks
my
that
God.
this has got to be like that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, it would be. Provided neither of you die.
Okay. And for this. Okay. And for that. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Let's see how it goes. You call this man a deceiver and a hero in the same breath. And yeet your kukri across a crowded bar at him.
Oh my
Um,
God.
And then shift your hips out to
Wah.
present the scabbard. Arms out. Here's the target.
Take me now.
Cloak billowing heroically,
Yeah.
but also
Of course.
slightly askew because Fen is
In
sloppy
Fen's
drunk.
mind, it's
So good.
beautiful. It's all beautiful.
In a drunken
And-
kind of way, it is.
You throw this kukri at him. At least you got his attention first, so he sees it coming.
That's good.
And there is like during your little speech, he also like gasps, like he's shocked and offended that he's a deceiver. And as the kukri just like slow motions through the air, his hand goes up, and Fen, you see this thing going right at him. Everybody else sees it going a little wide, but Fen's like, right there. It's a perfect throw. And Raz like reaches up a little bit as it is going to go just slightly overhead, and grabs it right at the hilt mid throw.
Oh,
And
no.
there's just like that manic look in his eyes. Of course I'm gonna do this stupid fucking thing. Are you kidding me? Of course I fucking am. You're my best friend. Um, and just catches it, lets his arm sort of follow the momentum, and then throws it back forward at Fen. And with a nat 20,
Oh.
lands directly into the scabbard,
Whoa.
kind of pushing Fen's hip just a little bit, and the bar goes quiet, and everybody starts fucking screaming. He
Nana's
rolled,
there screaming too.
I just want to be transparent. He rolled on the dice a 17 to like figure out what's going on, so like insight, and then he rolled a nat 20 for the throw.
Wow.
He's been waiting for this moment
He
his
was
whole
on
fucking
it.
life. He's like, finally, God, and he's like,
flex.
if you tell another lie about me, I'm gonna kiss you square on the mouth. And he's coming over.
Holy shit!
Oh no! Please don't do that. Please don't do
It's
that.
too
And
late anymore.
Fen's gonna slump back down into his chair.
Russ
touch,
comes
bad
over
touch.
and is gonna sit on the table next to Fen. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done. You're my hero.
You're an amazing fellow, and I'm glad to have made your company. And thank you, but also curse you for all these drinks that keep finding their way into my hand.
And then
never
another
stop.
drink finds its way into his hand.
Oh, they need to stop. They need to stop.
You need to learn to say no, but you know, maybe it'll take a couple days. Do you need me anything for today, friends, or is that a tomorrow type deal, or a don't talk to us until the party? What are we doing?
Well, we're friends, though. Why would we not want to talk to you?
Well, you guys are going on your little adventure, so I'm honestly never been in a library. Probably won't start today and or tomorrow or any odd day from now.
Well,
But
Nix
I'll be
can
here.
get us there in less than a day. A few hours, I'm told. And then
Sounds
it
great.
shouldn't take us more than a few hours, I hope, to find what we need to find, unless it's particularly difficult. But even then, several hours, and then another few hours to travel back. All told, one day's trip out and back.
Right? Do you need me? We were
Tonight.
talking about outfits, maybe in the morning. Just whatever you guys need.
Costume stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This
Till
man
tomorrow
knows
for you.
costume stuff.
I think tomorrow might be a good idea, and maybe we can keep Fen away from the ale tomorrow before we go get fitted, perhaps. A little bit.
Is Calendula still open?
Oh, yes.
I would think it should be. Business is only booming from what I've heard. You know, when you start franchising.
Oh, that's right. They do have
I
a
might
pop-up in most
Dip
every
over
town.
there.
I'll go with you.
I mean, a lot of stuff that you might be looking for is probably over in Merriman Square.
Merriment Square. How far a walk from here?
I mean, it's a bit of a nicer spot than the Hard Fiddle, but it's not that long, and everything's pretty close together. A lot of the the good stuff is around there, clothing stuff. I'm pretty sure Calendula's is not too far from that because you want to be in the main thoroughfare. But yeah, I could show you tomorrow.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think that would be excellent. As for this evening, I think perhaps the lot of us might benefit from an evening to rest and recuperate and face the morning fresh.
All right. I'm going to get absolutely shit-faced.
As is your right, and I think Fen's already beat you there. Why don't
I
you
don't
try
like to
catching up?
lose.
You gotta catch up.
I think you'd better. I think you need to.
Don't have to condescend me twice. And makes his way to the bar.
So, Nix, what
And-
happened? You've got to tell.
Don't need to know.
Okay, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to.
I think I
Gonna
know.
have to get her a costume. He's into that. You know that. He's into
Fred,
costumes.
don't
You have to get
forget
a
it.
costume.
We're gonna get it. I'm gonna get an outfit. Don't.
It'll
I
be
promise.
just fine, and
I
it'll
promise,
match up
Fred.
with Russ's. It'll be good. It will have wonderful colors.
You can come with and everything, and you can approve of it.
And we'll get you some nice armor so that you can meet a nice sugar grandmother and defend her honor or something.
All right. So there are drinks, there's fun, and the night is definitely a loud, intoxicating one. And before we slip into a long rest, I am going to say it's time for our short break. Go get a snack, go get a drink. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So we'll see you guys for a little costume shopping in 10.
Thank you, 10.
1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult. We just took our 10-minute break. It's episode 124. The party just had a good time at the Hard Fiddle, where their sign is a drawing of certainly a fiddle. And Russ and Nyx sort of bullied vaguely into a conversation, which ended in them both understanding each other, that they like each other, were the words used, and that they want to go to the dance together. And they certainly shall. It may have been a tiny little smooch just so that Nyx could be Roshan's friend again. But drinks were had.
So very noble.
Fen, being incredibly intoxicated, throws a kukri at Russ because their friendship started with an arrow being shot at him. It should continue with a kukri being yeeted at him across a busy bar. And,
It's a natural progression.
Russ is able to catch it, return it, and it lands beautifully into the scabbard. Everyone's having a blast. Everyone's getting a little tipsy. And the night progresses. Your rooms were bought for you. Food, drink, everything is free at this inn. People find their way to rooms or not at all. And you all take a long rest. The next morning, you wake up. It's cold, a bit breezy, but I'm not going to say you wake up early because I know you guys are getting shit-faced. So it's later in the morning, but you all get up, have a good berry for emotional support. But how would you guys like to start your day? What are we doing? You guys have breakfast? Easy peasy.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I believe that Nana is kind of like groggily checking in with everybody. So, are we going to need anything materials-wise? We're going to be doing the shopping in the morning and then the library? Is that the plan?
I think that's it. Russ offered to take us to Merriman Square, show us who...
He's supposed to give us a tour.
Right.
Have we
I
seen him
Everyone
yet?
is so loud.
Eat a good berry, Fen. I have to believe that we may be able to get some information from the physician's place. Maybe. At the very least, perhaps something about their orders pertaining to... What was it that they were looking for Bosch's condition? They mentioned something specific, didn't they?
Just medicine, I thought.
It was just medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Well-
make custom medicine there.
I suppose that's rather a broad question to ask. If there's any way that we might be able to narrow it down, they would have had to come back through here in the last, week? Less?
This time.
I don't think we have any way of knowing how...
No.
When the
Well, when
last
did
time...
When did we encounter them last? How long ago is that now?
Over a week. Like a week and a couple days.
Alright.
So I will clarify this because I'm picking up on the wrong thing that Nana is saying currently, which is always possible because my brain's smooth. But
My brain also smooth.
when you heard Sonny talking,
Mhm.
it was go get his medicine.
Oh, I see.
It was not go stand in line and pick up his prescription.
Well, that does make sense.
I just wanted
so
to clarify.
They have that already in tow. They
Here's
were
the
not
prescription.
going to get
Go
more.
quick.
I
Don't
went
know
to
why
the drive-through.
that
It was
saved
supposed to
that
be
way in
ready,
my
but they
brain.
said I had to pull around and go inside. And
And some of
I've
it was
been
on back
here for
order.
hours.
God.
I left. I came back. I had to talk to the doctor a second time on the phone.
God.
He had to
But
sign something.
every
in
time.
It doesn't mean that it didn't come back for more, but in that
Right.
moment, it was a statement of it's like over there, go get it.
I see. Okay.
Anywho,
Well,
but as you were talking, you can hear in the distance, I'm dying, I'm fucking dying, coming from up the stairs as Russ
Keld, would you save your
makes
sister's
his
boyfriend's
way.
life?
I'll do what I can.
Please don't kill
cracks his knuckles. I'll do what I can. I'll see this man in hell. If you give him 5 points of lay on hands,
him. He will be unpoisoned.
Stop dying.
He drank 5 hit points.
well, 5 hit points cures.
He said
poison.
what he was gonna
Yes.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, with lay on hands, if you spend 5 lay on hands, it can
So
cure
you're
a
good.
condition like poisoning.
So Kel could technically do the rounds, and you guys would never be hungover again from the amount of lay on hands the man
He
has.
probably doesn't want to encourage that behavior, though.
Do you need a hand, Finn?
Oh,
Probably.
gods. Yes. Go,
Vin!
go ahead,
Quick
touch
pats,
me.
Quick pats.
Go ahead.
Quick pats on the back.
So you are cured of your poisoning as well.
That
All right.
actually,
Feels weird, right? 1 second there, 1 second.
that's amazing. Kel.
Disorienting, right?
It should feel like a little sunbeam.
Kel, you're free to touch me whenever you want. I don't know how else to say it. This is.
You lucky bastard.
Nana's just fallen out of her chair. She can't.
So I'm taking you guys to a happy little square.
Held
Yeah,
filing that away for later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Before we leave, sorry to throw a curveball, but I think Roshan sends Ascending to Ember and says, I hope you received a shipment, and I was wondering if we might have a similar shipment to pick up in Jarlsbecker. Hope you're well.
I think that might have been right on the dot. I hope you're, or I hope you're. Either way, inferred. But I think it was perfect. The message sends. Sorry, now I have to. I'm like,
I mean, the chances are good it wouldn't be hope you're burning in hell. That's way too many words.
I hope you're dead. I hope this message finds no
Is
one.
you dead?
I hope this message finds you miserable.
Oh no.
That's what we send to Bosch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
That
3
is
a.m.
what we
Fuck
should
you.
be doing. At 3
You up?
a.m.
Who
Don't let
should
him
be doing
sleep.
that?
Wake him up
Absolutely.
Don't let him
Right.
sleep.
I
Good.
can't
Hey,
sleep
you've
because
always
of
been
y'all.
welcome to message him whenever you want.
That's too much power.
Always available. Been available
Fuck.
since day
Oh
one.
no.
Um,
I hate that.
but you hear a voice, a raspy voice, enter your mind. Shipment received. Appreciated. And no. I didn't send it out the same day you guys left. That would have been insane. Give it a few days, but it's on the road. Shouldn't be too long. I hope you are. And she just pauses casually.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
It's not rules as written anywhere, but I really hope that somebody can hang up on Ascending. Like,
Nope. You just have to hum over it like elevator music and hope for the best. Or be like, quick, somebody cast Dispel Magic on me so they can't respond. you gotta magically cut the
Gotta
connection.
manually
Oh,
cut it off.
Um,
Oh my god.
All right, is everyone ready? Russ is currently just shoving bacon, like, just like into his mouth, just like accordioning it.
Oh my
God.
Yes, I think once we've had some more rations in us, then I think we're ready to go. Unless you all had any other business.
just a small bit of business. Russ, did you throw a knife at me last night?
No, Finn, that was you.
100%
Well, I
I
mean,
did. You
but-
threw one at me first, but I returned it, and everyone thinks we're very cool, and I'm a little bit in love with you.
It was insane.
It
Oh,
was impressive, actually.
okay. I've only got little clips of just little snippets of everything. I have this overwhelming feeling that it was very cool. It must have been. You and
It
I
was
were involved,
incredibly
so
cool. And our friendship has only grown stronger.
It's
You're a good man,
incandescent at
Russ.
this point.
You're also a good man, Finn. And he smiles. All right. I'm going to tell you I don't like Merriman Square, but let's go. And he stands up.
We
wait,
appreciate
what's not like
the-
about it? What's not like about it? Is it a
Oh, it's
dangerous
just-
place?
Oh, no. Least dangerous place in town, unless you want to keep the coins in your pocket from you spending them. It's a tourist trap. It's mostly constructed for the people coming to this party. Of course, people shop year round, but like during this party, hustle, bustle, everybody running around. I'm not a fan of standing there and having people measure me up and, ooh, what do you think of this fabric? I don't know. So I've just given up on picking the outfit. But you guys can see my outfit. I have to get fitted to make sure we're still good. But follow me. I'll tell you about the places. I've been in each of them at least once, so I kind of know what's going on. As Russ begins to lead the group out of the hard fiddle and down the street. All right. So the best places to go to, and by the best I mean the most expensive, because the people at this party are going to be like staring at your stitches, right? They're going to be like, who made this? It needs to have a name on it, like.
Do they count
it
the
was-
threads?
I'm sure somebody could.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I'm not going
terrible.
to. But I'm going to be wearing some spiffy duds, so I'm good.
All right.
But, so there's a few different places you can go depending on what you're looking for. So there is, they all have catchy little names. All right, there's Eye on the Prize. Eye on the Prize, they have expensive clothes, sort of already set out, and you pay somebody inside to pick an outfit for you. So you get like styled. This is not the place you go to get like your custom made duds. So basically, somebody who's good at it, unclear. But I've never gone there. But people say good things. There's also For Love and Lace. This is the one that does custom pieces, but it can be very expensive. Pretty damn expensive. There's also Last Look, which works in armors and enchantments on clothing, which is where we're going to go to pick up my outfit. Each one just gets pricier and pricier. So that one, expensive. Dude's making suits of armor. Statement. And then this one, sort of up in the air. There's Marguerite's Wearable Works. This is where you can go to get your makeup or some body paint or your nails painted. It's sort of the little stuff on top. I've never been. But those are the main places for clothing in the party. There's other stuff in the square, but those are the outfit places.
Well, I think that Roshan's probably the one in the party that is always dressed most presentably. I think he should have the most say here what he thinks is advantageous.
Well, I've got a few ideas of what I might like to wear. I think any of these sound particularly good. Keld and Fen, no. Is Nana wearing the glamored armor?
At the present, yes. But
Keld
I'm told that
and-
won't pass for, fancy.
Nana, perhaps you could go to Last Look and throw down some money for you know, extra faff. You both can look great in just what you have, but a little extra could go a long way, I'm sure. Fen, perhaps eye on the prize. I think you'd prefer to be in and out with as little to do with it as possible. And perhaps Nix and I could go to For Love and Lace. I mean, once Nix gets to see you
it
take your
first.
clothes off at last look. I mean, try clothes on at last look.
I mean, if you want me to stand outside the curtain, I'll stand outside the curtain. All you have to do is ask Angel.
I mean, I was hoping for, if I have to invest in new raiment, that maybe it'd be functional as well as beautiful. This armor is fine. It's all right. Ever since the stuff that Saga made was melted off of me, kind of haven't had the same bond with this stuff. So just a thought, my only preference. I want to do whatever I need to do to fit in, but I would really like to be able to, serve a better function than just looking pretty. I can do that anywhere.
That is true.
Then perhaps last look as well for you.
We're going there anyway. You could still look while we're there.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just swing by all the places there
We
in
may as
Merriment
well.
Square.
Yeah, within close proximity.
Except we're not in
Let's
that
do
much
it.
of a hurry. I can get us where we need to go today real fast.
All right.
Promise.
I think subtly everyone's noticed by now. Roshan, just a tiny bit put off when anyone says, "We only need to spend a few hours at the library." Excuse me, a few hours.
Only a
Go
few
back
hours.
again.
You could spend
We
as
can go
many
back
days
again
there as you
anytime.
want. But
If
We're on a time crunch.
if Nix is correct about spending it only taking a matter of hours to reach the library, then presumably we could return to the library in short order anytime we wanted as
that'd
well.
be even faster.
Even if a quick trip was all it took this time, we could go back and spend more time.
Especially if Nix gets familiar with one of the trees close by.
I think we may need to. Nix, can you do both things in a single day?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So we may need to, I don't know, camp at the library tonight.
My question, Nix, do you need to use your ability to make an affinity with a tree, or do you just have to see it and know where it is in order to be able to access it later?
I just have to see it.
Okay, well that's good. We could get...
So I think our
Another
first
option?
order of business at the library is to figure out the wise man's parapet. That's not something you've heard of, Russ, is it?
I just rolled for him.
yeah.
He does not break stride, most certainly
Yeah.
not.
No,
He says he
He
wants.
said
Yeah.
he was gonna ask his boss about it.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
I forgot about my meetup. Oops. And he starts laughing.
Oh, we didn't remind you either. Will you be...
No, it's fine.
Will you be
fine.
penalized?
No.
Do you need me to reach out to someone via magic? I just need to know who they are.
It's fine. Nosy, you owe me a secret.
Oh, do
First
you?
off, I only deal in secrets
Ooh.
and coin and
Right.
fisticuffs.
Right. And
And
kisses.
smooches.
I will kiss anyone at any time. Available
When's the last time
for
you kissed
kisses.
Randall?
It's been too long.
Is that why
Ooh.
that woman slapped him last night?
I don't
Oh,
think he's
no.
pretty enough for Randall. Randall
Randall
I
is one of the
remember
most
very little
beautiful
about
men
last night.
I've ever seen. Maybe it's the angle,
Hmm.
but no, I'm sure Randall showed that woman a very good time and then did not show at all in the morning.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was the impression I had.
But should we go to last look first, so you can see my outfit and you can look at the armors, and then we'll know what
I
we're
think
working
so.
with.
That sounds good.
All right. You all make your way over to Merriment Square. Even during the morning, full of people running around, and you can see that these people have the look about them that they do have coin to spend. And there are also mingling around people who don't seem to have coin to spend. There are stalls for food and trinkets and people barking to try and get attention for storefronts or these kiosks. It's a bit of a loud space, and people just moving in and out of business is sort of just like kind of like the movement of water through the space. And speaking of water in the space, there is a huge, beautiful fountain. You can see that there's some smaller ones like around, but they're right in the center. There's a huge one, a statue of a man's head with a long, sort of twisting beard and hair that sort of come down and have like a root-like appearance. And water kind of spills from the eyes and the mouth. People are welcome to roll religion or history if they're so inclined. When it's religion and history.
Nana will do history.
21 religion.
Fenn's scores are the same for both, and he
Yeah.
got a 4.
Oh, that's better than mine at a
Nana
nice
also
2.
got a well, Nana got a 5, but
I got a 14 for religion.
And Roshan, you got something stupid high?
21.
Yeah.
Not stupid. high.
It's not stupid high, it's just a little
High enough.
high enough.
It's
Keld,
only over
and
20.
this isn't hard to figure out, but for maybe 3 of you it is. Um,
Nana knows
Uh,
Gulveg.
I
And
know
she's
a
dead.
solid. I know Golveg and 2 gods that have spoken to me in person.
Yep.
I can name those.
Yep,
That's pretty
nobody
cool.
else. This is pretty cool.
that is pretty
but
cool.
Keld and Roshan, this is Mimir. This is sort of an influential god of intelligence and wisdom and knowledge and what have you. Known for his well. So a nice water fixture of him, not weird.
Is that would that have had magic tied to the necklace of the drunkard that we gave to Tordrick before?
I
he
mean,
got knocked out?
they could be related.
Okay.
It's possible. It could be a Mimir thing. Could not be. But it wouldn't be weird if it was. You all make your way into this square, past this fountain, and make your way to Last Look. This storefront, compared to the ones around it, seems very simple, very just sort of classic and clean in appearance, and a bit older. Looks like it's probably been one of the sort of the mainstays, and then things were built around it as this party picked up steam. You can see that on this heavy wooden door there is a metal eye resting at the front, sort of as this large sigil, and you can see sort of like eyelashes around the eye are different runes encompassing it. As you all go inside, Russ just walks in. Inside, it's a large, spacious room. You can see armor and weapons on display. Everything beautiful, gorgeous, very well crafted. Everything from leathers to full plate. You can see there's a man currently kind of behind a desk sort of area, and is currently, it looks like, working with something small and metal, and kind of twisting a few things with his fingers. He has rich, deeply tanned skin and tightly braided hair. Sort of has like a furrowed brow, but kind of glances and like raises a hand to acknowledge you. I'm Brassus. What are you looking for? Russ steps forward real quick.
Yeah.
I'm here to pick up my. Oh, I'm here to get fitted for my armor and make sure it looks all nice. But people who might want to buy things in tow. And he sort of looks up. I can make armor and weapons. I also deal in enchantments. If you bring something to me, I'm a bit busy at the moment, but might have to charge for a rush job if it's something real big. Yeah, Russ the Gold, right? He gets up and he kind of walks back, and you, for a moment, are left in this room. And he's like, "Yeah, I found it. Come on." Russ looks back at the group.
How many people know you as that?
I would think. Well, I mean, I do this every time I come to town, and
So everyone.
so maybe everyone. He makes his way to the back, and it takes a minute to put on armor. So you guys are left sort of looking around at this just beautiful handcrafted display. Like, you know, you've seen leathers, but like these are gorgeous leathers, and like made maybe just by this person, unclear. But a few moments pass, and Brassus walks back in, and he's like, "Ta-da!" Just kind of deadpan. As Russ walks out in this beautiful platinum armor with gold accents along the edges. There are these golden chains that go along the pauldron, sort of just like, kind of like when you're making a cake and you make these swooping lines around the edges, just chains hanging from the side, very thin, beautiful ones. And then across the front, the chains also kind of start small at the top and then make their way lower to about mid-chest. He is wearing a pale sort of off-white and gold sort of complementary look, with bits of like kind of light blue in places. The pants are tight. These pants have gold buttons going up the sides, and he kind of walks out and he's like, "Whew, feel like I gained a bit of weight or something on the road." Just turns to the side, like these pants are leaving literally nothing to the imagination of the cup of this man's ass. You know, it is. These are
Russ, we traveled with you this whole way, and I thought you were crazy, but now I can see your nuts.
He smirks. "You're welcome to feel them if you're interested. That can't be that hard to find." And he kind of like looks down. Like, I mean, the pants are a bit tight, but dude looks good.
I think Roshan's going to summon a visible shadow mage hand that will float very close to there with just the flicking motion and then disappear.
Yeah.
Disappear only when he flinches.
Does he flinch?
He gets 2 for that.
He probably is like, "Oh no, not my nuts." Is probably what he does. "Oh no, not in this respectable business."
Oh god.
And the guy looks. Yeah, I'll send the pants back over, and they can maybe loosen them up a little bit. But the armor, and he kind of goes over and starts like jostling him real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the armor's fine. Looks good.
It's an excellent fit.
Real quick, and he like leans in and like he whispers in the man's ear, and like they both kind of like glance at over at Nyx for a second, and then like back to each other, and the guy nods and he's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Perfect, thank you. I'm going to get out of this. I can do it on my own. I'm a big boy." And he sort of shuffles to the back. "All right, something you guys wanted, I'm gonna tell you now. Stuff here. You're buying, you know, what you pay for. These things are nice. They're
Yeah.
handcrafted by me personally.
Clearly
no
know your
extra
work.
helpers. Yeah, and during this time of year, everything's a bit up in price.
Yeah.
So with that said, can I help you? The clank of metal in the background.
I think Roshan's already helping or just looking around for pieces that might fit either Keld or Nana's style, or just picking up random things and asking Nana to transform the armor to match it.
Something about this is rubbing me the wrong way.
I swear to goodness, I would never claim to have anywhere close to your level of craftsmanship. This is sort of like a try-on sort of thing so that I'm not sullying your work. Just sort of a preview sort of thing. I wouldn't wear this outside of here. My hand to anyone who might be listening.
All right. Well, if you're looking for kind of motions at the leathers that you are currently at, all of these studded leather pieces, around 175 gold.
Are any
Well,
of
that's
them
not so bad at all.
enchanted as is, or are these...
These are not
Unenchanted.
enchanted.
Got it. Okay.
The price will go up exponentially if I have to enchant it.
That does absolutely track. Got to cover business expenses, especially when it comes to materials for workings like that.
So what are you guys doing? What do you want?
Nana's like going back and forth between like either like a set of armor from here or trying to figure out like a dress that she's kind of like just been chatting about with Nyx idly, just as like an idea in the back
And
of the cart
this
for the last
armor,
several days.
the people here, they don't make more than armor.
They don't make more than
so
armor here, so it wouldn't
No,
be.
so you would
on a
have to
mixed
go
match.
get
It
more
would have to be-
clothes somewhere else.
Yes. So this would be more expensive if I went that route, but
Yeah. The thing is, you could use your fancy leather that you already have and not make it your full outfit, but make it look more presentable if you did not want to spend money. But that is up to you. I'll tell you guys just prices real quick on some stuff. Studded leather 175, half plate 2,000, chainmail 400, plate 4,000. These are all unenchanted.
I could certainly go for a set of studded leather, particularly if it looks like any of these. These are gorgeous. Fen would definitely have a preference for things that had more of a nature theme. Anything that's got like
leaves, branches,
studded leather is what he's looking
vines.
for. But
Ooh,
yeah, yeah.
My apologies, real fast. I read you guys actually the wrong prices in a good
Oh.
way though. I just read you the custom pieces prices.
Oh,
Oh,
So that would be the
Oh.
price of a custom piece. If you buy as is for studded leather, it's 75 gold pieces.
Oh,
well, that's
well-
quite nice.
yeah.
Silly
Fen wants
me.
things with furs and feathers and leaves and
Natural things.
Fur,
Yeah.
feathers, leaves. So you're welcome to drop 175 gold to have that custom made to your specifications.
There isn't one already
Is that-
existing.
Not
that something-
specifically in that area.
is that something we can do as a party?
Oh,
I should think.
I've already marked it off. Don't worry.
And what are the enchantments? Just out of curiosity, just
Enchantments can go from around 100 gold to 5,000 gold, depending on the enchantment.
oh, what do they do? What do you offer?
I can make them. You know, some people usually go to the party and they want, fancy things to flit around their armor.
Aesthetic
that's
sort of
usually-
things.
That's usually in the 100 to 300 area, and then if there was something in particular, we could probably talk price depending on how strong of an enchantment it is.
Are they all aesthetic or are any of them functional?
Oh, I can do functional.
What sort of functions can they serve?
What do you want?
Something to help me protect my friends. The rumors of less than desirable people around the party that might be malicious.
Everybody at this party sucks. No offense. I take that back. Gift of gab.
Yeah. No, that's
I don't
fair.
have gift of gab.
Everybody except for that guy back there dressing
except
out
you
of that
guys
armor.
who are really cool.
Except for Russ the Gold, of course.
Also, you're
Oh,
welcome to get
forsaken.
a piece made, and then you can come back and get it enchanted after you've decided what you want. I can enchant already made pieces as long as they're high enough quality. So if you brought back like a nice outfit, I could probably put an enchantment on it of sorts. So it depends on what you're looking for specifically. I'm imaginative in like the making art thing, not exactly the making magic part, but I can do it.
Well, I can tell you I'm not going to fit in at this party, and whatever I can wear to make me fit in helps. But also,
Do you want help
my
with your
biggest-
ability to talk?
with my ability to talk,
Yeah, to fit in.
Give you a little gift of
I-
gab in the moment.
An armor that gives you one casting of gift of gab is
Oh my
pretty cool.
God.
That's
would be
pretty good
so
armor.
funny.
Take that back. But
Uh-oh.
redacted.
No,
anywho.
no.
yeah, anything that could make me more resilient, or appear a bit smarter, or even something that can help me talk better. Just any of those would be useful.
Well, how about you? I will make you this armor. And how about you take the time to decide exactly what you want to put on it? And you can come back to me and tell me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's
So I'll make sure it's ready to be enchanted, but for now, we'll just go with the armor. How about that?
wonderful. I thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else? You were also looking at leathers?
Yes. I'm sort of in a similar vein to Fen. I think I would like to commission a set of armor, and I also would like sort of an open option to think about an enchantment and select one, and come to you with a decision on that matter.
All right, what kind of design?
She's gonna, I think, describe a design that pulls in a couple elements from stuff that Galunder's guards would have had worked into their armor, certain knotwork that could be braided in with the leather in certain places. A little bit of the like leaf and vine sort of theme going through as well, nature vibes. And I think with green and gold little accents here and there.
Based on yours, I'm going to bump you up to 185.
All right. I believe we can tolerate an additional 10 gold.
Just a thought also. What if we could supply some materials that might have some magical properties? Could they be incorporated into our armor? Or could we sell them to you, perhaps, for you
Either.
to use on someone else's?
If you give them to me to try to put into armor to do something in particular, it would cut down on the cost, but it could still, depending on what it is, be expensive. But you could also just sell something to me, and if I find it of note, I could buy it.
Who's got the scales?
I believe it's going to be in the bag, no?
Yeah, I think Roshan can pull them out.
Is that also where
I'll
we
pull
have
out
the bits
this.
of snail?
Yeah, I was going to pull out
yeah,
the
the
scales
snail,
and
yeah.
then also the large snail shell.
You pull out a large fucking snail shell. Oh shit. 1 second. He comes in and starts like appraising it, and you watch him like really interested, and then his face falls a little bit when he runs his hand over a crack on the shell.
The giant crack
Yeah.
from being shot 500 feet in the air.
Okay, so for these interesting gem plates, they need heavy cleaning and dealing with. I'd pay 300 per scale, so you have 4 scales. So
Are they magical in nature?
I don't think they are, but they could be enchanted.
Interesting.
They just need a lot of work done to be presentable. And for the shell, because it's damaged, I only can offer 4,000.
Only. Huh.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Shame. Well,
Would the shell be something you could make into a shield, an accessory for our friend Keld here's very pretty armor, something that might go in tandem?
So here's the thing: I could make a appealing shield from this shell, and it would be on the cheap, or I could work with what a flail snail shell is known for making, which is a very beautiful, very useful shield. It's still gonna be a chunk of change for me to make, and it's gonna take some time, but.
How much would that run us if we were to wait until after the party to pick it up?
If you waited until after the party to order it, I could lower the price a good bit. But if you order it now, I could probably take the 4,000 gold off for the shell. The rest of the materials would be. We're looking at tens of thousands here.
do we
But that's for that particular thing. I can make you something nice, and then maybe I could enchant it later with that enchantment. But
What is
But
that
it's a-
enchantment?
so it's called a spell guard shield. It gives you a powerful edge against spells targeting you. Makes you almost near impossible to hit. It's a great item to have, but pricey. It will be cheaper
Wow.
if you order it in a solid 11 days, because that'll be the day after the party. So if you wait to order it, then I can lower the price a bit, but not too much, but a bit.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is an enchantment that's going to take a lot of time,
Uh,
or at least a lot
Makes
of work.
sense.
mm, mm, mm.
Wow.
But there's I really don't like to turn business away from me because that's stupid. But there is another shop that would possibly be interested in the shell and can make sort of the opposite side of things, that instead of what I can make. It's what's their stupid name? Magisk Boutique. Magic shop.
Boutique. So,
Yeah.
what would they do with that same
I
material?
do not know.
Huh.
But it would not be armor. We have made an agreement that they don't make armor and weapons.
Oh, that makes sense. So that you don't compete with one another's customer
Yeah, but
base.
I'm sure they could make something
Okay.
if you were interested. But whether or not you want that, is anybody else getting any armor while we're here? Or also I can add on to existing armors, but like for leather, I do like starting from my own base level. But for like nice plate, I can work around that.
Could we get Keld a nice helm, giant feather on the top or something.
Ooh, nice and
Uh,
fancy.
Is that something you'd be interested in instead of a mask, Keld?
Maybe something with a guard for the eyes?
A nice visor.
Mmm.
All right.
Well, that was
I
pretty
honestly-
easy.
Yeah!
You get to match your shiny armor.
Yeah!
How much could we drop to match the quality of Keld's armor here?
Are you showing off the shiny plate that you have?
I think so.
Okay. He takes a look at that. It's looks like it's an already enchanted piece, but it's pretty basic in appearance. I could also spruce it up for you for a charge, but I could also make a helm to fit it.
How much would a couple
I
little
wouldn't mind some sprucing.
embellishments?
Yeah, how
Run.
much for both?
For both, how about for the helmet? How about that? And then add-ons. 500.
Roshan will get that out.
Haha.
And the 170 and 185 for the other two bits.
Neat. Held. Helm.
Much obliged, Roshan.
Mhm. Very generous.
Do
Well,
you
it's
have
all
a-
out of the party first.
Do you have an input on what kind of design you would like upon your armor?
I've been trying to decide, but
Would you
I mean,
perhaps like something that reminds you of home?
Listen, if you catch me
Maybe.
within like 4 days of the start of the party, your thing, I'll go ahead and make the helm. Design work isn't too terrible, but you need to catch me within 4 days.
I think we can manage that.
Alright.
And we can help you brainstorm too, Keld. Nick seems to be
Yeah.
positively full of design
That
ideas.
sounds good.
I don't know about that.
And we can. So we'll take the armor with us for now, but make sure we drop it off 4 days before the party.
At minimum.
We'll put that
Preferably
on
a
our
bit
list.
before.
All right.
Very good.
Russ has quietly sort of come back in and is like walking past like this kind of wall of weapons and just sort of taking that in while you guys are talking. All right, is that it?
I think that's everything for right now. Was there anything else we were wanting to look at here?
I don't think you think so. Thank you for your time, Brassus.
No problem.
Do you think Kel could use a new sword? Just a thought. If there are weapons here, we could just look, at least, see what's available.
Very true. See
I
anything
don't think
you
that's
like?
This
necessary.
sword's really nice.
I'm quite fond of the one I have.
Well, much to be
Well,
said
that's fine.
for a trustworthy blade.
Just a thought.
Very trustworthy.
All right. Where are we heading to next? There is the custom shop, which is for Love and Lace, and then there's sort of the how could you refer to it as? I wrote how to refer to it as, but thrift store, kind of like a very, very fancy thrift store,
Ooh.
where somebody designs you.
Are we going to pop tags?
You are going to be engulfed by the price of said tags.
Oh boy.
We
So-
have more than 20 Galunda bucks in our pockets, so I think we're okay for
Galunderbucks.
it.
Yeah, do Lunderbucks spend well here?
They do
Oh,
Lunderbucks.
shit.
No.
Blunderbucks, that's right. Sorry.
not. Where are we headed?
For Love and Lace, I think is.
All right.
I think so.
Next one.
Alrighty.
Nick
You
is
head
following
to-
Roshan's lead.
You guys head to For Love and Lace. Has a dark wood exterior, sort of a thin and taller building, a couple levels. The doorway is like shaped like a person's silhouette, sort of just like the wave of a human form. So a wobbly door is the best way to put that. You enter, and it is a room full of spools of different fabrics and ribbons and threads and buttons and leathers. And at the far side, you can see a small wooden platform facing a couple mirrors, sort of in a place where you could like observe your outfit. You can see currently working in here, there is an elven man and woman, both visually like a humanoid 30s, both amber-colored hair back in ponytails, simple black uniforms. Nix, you recognize this immediately as where Eagle was getting his outfit fitted.
Wow.
Wow.
The woman kind of perks up. Could I help you? We only work in custom pieces.
I have a couple ideas, but I'd like to get fitted for one of your custom pieces.
All right, you could tell us what you're going for, and we'll take measurements as necessary.
So, the vibe is unapproachable, yet so hot that if you wanted to approach, you'd better also be hot and want to talk trash about other people.
Ooh, nice specificity.
So are you asking us to make something up, or did you have something in mind?
Oh, I have a few ideas. And
That's
Roshan
just
will
the uniting theme.
open his journal and show a couple crude sketches of what he would like.
Okay, step up on the platform.
Ooh. I'm excited.
This woman aggressively begins to measure you. Does not ask you to like hold for your inseam. It's just very aggressive and quick as she just goes across the body, does a measurement across the shoulders, across the head, makes her way around. Quick and efficient. The man looks over while this is happening. Was there another outfit somebody was interested in getting custom made? Once again, these are quite pricey.
Nix, you can afford it. You know you can. And you've got to match.
I do have to match.
Roshan, while you're with the woman, she's like, I think we're probably going to falling into the 500 gold pieces area.
Of course. And could we... There was a man in here a while ago asking for I believe his mask had a red cut on it, like shining magma, or he describes what
Yeah, with
Nick's
smoke coming
described
off
to
of
him.
it.
Yeah, no, she's just watching you stone-faced. She's waiting. She's not interfering. She's not jumping in. She wants you to say what you're asking for.
Could we add on just a little bit more to the front here when I want to make a grand reveal to kind of match that motif?
Roll persuasion.
25.
I'm sure I could do something subtle.
Perfect. And how much for the whole fit?
Well, now that has an energy. think we could sit at a solid 650. We only use the highest quality materials here. Everything is handmade.
I'd expect nothing less.
All right. Nix, this man glances over at you.
Yeah. She's so bad at coming up with ideas. Roshan, do you have any sketches for mine? I didn't know I was supposed to come with sketches.
You're welcome to also just describe something to me, but sketches are helpful.
I think Roshan will come over and hype Nyx up and point out her best assets and really emphasize this part. And high slit on the leg. Got to show off the legs.
Okay.
This is a much more elaborate piece. Probably going to be I'm thinking 1,000 gold.
Okay. She's gonna do the same thing that Russ did and lean in and whisper to him the idea about the leg chain that I told you about. That she wants. That extra thing.
You whisper that to this man who's about to do your measurements. Okay.
And the other one too that's on the drawing. The
Right.
necklace part.
1,100.
Great.
All right. Takes your measurements, both of you, set. Spending a good larger chunk of change in this shop.
Woo-wee.
Hey, Nyx has still like 300 gold just sitting here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then next would be Eye on the Prize. Which is you get the person either like picks out your outfit type of deal.
Does anyone
thrift store.
need that?
Currently, some of you don't have an outfit. 3 of you don't have an outfit.
Just have armor.
Nana, you're muted.
Does the armor not count as an outfit?
It does not. It counts as part of an outfit, but it is not the fabrics.
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
I've got
So,
to get
yeah, we should
some
probably
fit
head that
to go
way.
along with that. So yeah. Kyle, you're muted. I didn't hear you.
No, he's gone to the ether.
Oh no.
Twist
Yeah, we
down
can't
your
hear you.
microphone, man. Twist down your microphone. Or wait, no, you're using the other one. Never mind, I lied. No.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
So would you guys like to go to Eye on the Prize?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Do we also need masks? I guess any of us who aren't wearing helms.
Oh,
do need
yeah.
that. Is that
I'll
gonna be
run
an
back
option
in and
for
get
us,
a
or is that
mask.
here? Yeah.
throw. You know what? I'll just keep the same price and assume you guys talked of masks.
Yeah.
Kindness. So, Eye on the Prize, a storefront with a red and white awning hanging over the entrance. Inside, there are these statue-like human figures made of wood and fabrics, draped in like beautiful, immaculate outfits. Very interesting outfits. Definitely stranger in appearance for some of these. The walls have rows and rows of clothes hanging from them. Hat, shoes, jewelry, the whole shebang. But it covers a wide gambit of a broad spectrum of styles. Inside, a human man greets you. He has dark, messy hair, but it's very like stylized in its messiness with a large silver clip at the side. Lightly tanned skin, almond eyes, wearing currently like a poncho with bells dangling at the ends of it.
Jingly.
Hands covered in silver rings to match the bells. Nails currently painted a light blue, which matches a splash of eye makeup right up at the corners of the eyes. How can I help you? My name is Krilly. You are welcome to look around and pick your own, or for a nominal fee, I could spend some time with you and style you myself.
Well, I rather wanted to know if you've got anything sort of similar to Nana will kind of describe in kind of vague strokes the dress that she still has from the Temple to Bragi. Sort of with a couple augmentations, perhaps? Couple little.
May I be incredibly frank with you?
Yes.
I think your body is banging and we should show off every inch of it, and you should let me do that.
Well, thank you. I've never had anyone say that to me before. Why
That
not?
is a shame, and I am devastated for you. So, my fee for my services, just in general, even if you don't buy anything, is 25 gold.
Okay.
But, and if you don't like what I pick, you pick something else. Anybody else need some assistance?
I can cover 25 gold for me. I'm doing it.
And is there anyone who wants my assistance, or are you just looking around?
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Hooray.
cool. So, I want to look presentable at this party. I've commissioned a set of armor. I intend to wear the armor, but any bit of elegance you can add to it is probably suitable. Just something nature themed, furs, feathers, leaves, and whatnot.
I would love to do that for you. There's nothing I want more than to make you guys look smoking hot.
You are well appointed to your position.
I've got it covered, 25 gold each, and we can get started. Anybody else interested in my services?
I
Push
need to
Cal
find
forward.
something to coordinate with this armor.
Yes.
Perfect. 25 gold. Let's go. This man, like a whirlwind, makes his way around the store.
Incredible.
When I
Jingling
saw
all
you,
Dude
there-
makes me super uncomfortable.
looks to Nana. When you came in, I immediately knew what I wanted to pick.
Oh, really?
Look at this.
Okay.
Kind of goes over to a box and pulls out. It's kind of a cream-colored piece. It is tight and leather in appearance, and these sort of high shoes are also the pant.
Ooh.
This is an outfit that the shoe, the pant, and the top are all the same thing. They are one
Ooh.
huge piece. The most intense romper you've ever seen.
I love it. A combat romper.
Goes down sort of pretty far in the center, and then on the sides, kind of exposing like the sides of the rib cage. But the rest of like full arms. But like as you struggle to get into this, he also you tell him about the greens and
Yeah,
golds
yeah.
on your armor, and gets a fabric that he's like, and it'd go under the armor like this and clasp around the wrist. So it's these
Ooh.
gold clasps on the wrists, and it's fabric that hangs down and sort of billows and then connects back up to the armor. So it's sort of like a little, almost like a little hammock under the arms.
That looks very dramatic. I have
That's
to say
what-
I'm partial.
That's what a lot of people here are looking for.
Ah. Which is good. If we're going to fit in, we might as well fit in.
Exactly. And I just think these pieces would be beautiful for you. We don't exactly do the mask situation here. We have some, but you know, if you want something very specific, a little iffy here on that.
That's fair.
But observe yourself, spin around, realize that you will not be peeing that night. Understand all these things, take them in.
I have had much longer periods of discomfort in the field. I can handle one night without needing to use the loo.
I'm sure you can. Also, I definitely advise you go get your makeup done at Marguerite's.
Oh, yeah.
It'll tie it all together, 100%.
Is that advised to do right beforehand, or does she do like a magic makeup that lasts
If you're
for
getting your
days?
nails done and or some of the body paints, but makeup you usually have to try to get in day of. It's a shit show, but you know, worth it.
How many hours about?
I mean, it depends how quick your stuff is and
Ah.
how much gold you throw around. You know how
That's fair.
people are.
I do.
All right. Feathers. I
Nana's
see it.
kind of like preening in the
Oh
mirror.
no.
I see it in my mind's eye. Give me half a second. This man, once again, whirlwinds around the place. He's like, now, I haven't found anybody with the shoulders to pull this off yet, and I'm thinking this is the time. This is the place. And pulls out this this cloak, this cape sort of situation, but the outside is fully comprised of feathers. Usually like a deep black feather, and in a couple spots you can see like bits of like brown, and the way they reflect the light, sort of like an oil spill type of look to them. So you wear this, right? You could belt it if you want to, and then it would be kind of like a that. But drape this over your back. And then you do something very simple in the center. You said you have an armor set. Something simple, something classic, but the statement is the armor and the cloak. Everything else, casual.
Do you work with magical items? Can magical items be weaved into what you make to give them magical properties?
I would think most of my things could, as long there are some pieces here that are not as sturdy, but this cloak pretty sturdy, I think.
Roshan, can I see the bag of holding? And Fen will rummage through and pull out the rock feathers that we were able to recover. It wasn't very many, but we do have some rock
Pull out
feathers.
a couple humongous fucking down feathers. Wow.
I don't know what magical properties these might have, but they must have some, right?
Oh, I see what you're asking now. You are asking the wrong guy. My pieces are sturdy enough to have enchantment placed upon them. I can't place enchantment upon them.
All right, understood. And Fen will stuff them right back in the bag. Like,
But
you didn't see this.
but I love those pieces, and I want to see them on this 100%. You'd have to just go talk right back down to the armor and say pretty please. But
That makes sense.
and you'd already have the piece to hand to him if you buy it today. Beautiful cloak. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I kind of want to put like little sleeves on it so that it like if you like cross your arms, the cloak sort of pulls to the front.
Ooh, that would be
So it
nice.
That
follows
sounds-
you.
That sounds magical. Roshan, is that gauche? Is that
He'd
would
have
that
room
be
to move his arms still, right?
Of course. It would just give him movement.
Yeah. Like
I-
the train on these.
I think you'll be far from the most interesting looking person at the party, which I think is good.
all right? makes
Solid
sense
and
to me.
subtle is good. Solid and subtle is good.
I'm going to defer to Roshan from here on out for all of my fashion choices.
He does have
Roshan's
good opinions
so much better taste than I have.
So the thing is, I would be capable of putting the little sleeveys on, and then because we're all in the square, I could take this over and have a quick convo about. Well, actually, no, because it's enchanting. If you come back by tomorrow, I'll have the sleeveys on, and then you can take it over and have it enchanted.
That's easy enough.
I'm just invested.
I'm gonna again. I'll leave it to Roshan to decide what we do here. We're supplying materials, but I also don't want to dip into the party funds more than my fair share. So
Oh, Fen, we're
You
all kind
haven't
of
yet.
splurging a bit.
This is a
no,
part.
I don't know the meaning of coin,
party.
so
That
that's
is
why I
true,
leave it to
so-
Roshan.
This is worth
Oh.
it. Let's do it.
Yes.
While you guys are talking, he has made his way. Krilly has made their way around over to but Keld nailed it.
We stand
but-
Krilly,
but-
One of
honestly.
you.
Krilly's great.
Okay. See, the thing is, you are a special case because you're an interesting one to match. But that's the fun part of it, is that you are already going to be one of the more interesting people to look at because there's not a lot of furbolgs around. So you've already got a leg up at this party. But it also means we don't want to clash with your outfit unless that's what we're going for. If we want to clash, we can clash. If that's what we want, we can do it. That's a bold choice. But first, let's start simple, and then we can decide if that's what we want to do. Okay, 1 second. You're so tall. Okay. Makes their way around. Ends up grabbing this deep green shoulder cloak and sort of pushes it up under the armor that you have with you, so is able to look at it. Okay, so it goes under, covers one arm, right? And then you take this top piece, and it does like a little swoop in front of the armor, so it has like a little drape of the same color. So right there, deep green shoulder cloak can be thrown around if you are interested in, drawing eyes, right? Outfit, let's see, in my mind's eye. What are we thinking? Like, do we want the people to stare?
I think so.
Amazing. Just fully making their way around the place. Now, very excited about it. Okay. And you said you're wearing a helm? That's a shame because your cheeks are beautiful. But I understand and I'll work with it. Zooms about the place. Okay.
Huh. Unless I can
Decision
find a
respect
mask
you.
instead.
I mean, I'm always a fan of a mask. Usually people only wear helms if they're like, it's time for some fisticuffs. But, you can still wear a fancy helm, but I want all eyes on you, right? And we're doing that. Just literally pulling the shop apart because he is also currently looking for a very particular size of person.
Right. Big.
Which comes with its own difficulties, being very tall man. But let's see. Okay, tell me what you think about this, and then we can build from there. Because I want to incorporate you, right?
Me.
Okay, you. This is about you. And puts you in this long sleeve shirt under the cloak, and it is a it's not black, but it is sort of a even deeper green that you only can kind of catch that part of it in the light. So in a dim lighting, it is black, but kind of comes over and he's like, Okay. And you can take a little piece out of here and you can like place it on a couple fingers. So at the tip of the hand, there's like an overlay of fabric sort of braiding together to reach 2 fingers on the side.
Mm.
Okay. And you see that the shirt doesn't look like a full shirt. It has an asymmetric design
Ooh.
and only covers like the diagonal of your chest, leaving like part of you bare on the side of where the cloak is. See, but then you do this and comes over and puts like this like large kind of leather belt around, and it covers at least your midsection. So there is still this piece of your body that is exposed, but only when you move the cloaked arm. And he's like looking at it, he's like, see, I have the vision, but I'm so limited. And just like, I can see it in my mind's eye. Listen, I have an idea. Give me a day.
Ooh.
So if you can come back in a day or two, I can show you what I got, and you can tell me if you like it. But if
Okay.
not, I can recommend a custom idea that you could bring over to for Love of Lace.
Hmm.
But I'm just putting it out there. I think I can do you justice, but you know, I have to understand, you know, sometimes it is meant to be built around the body, right?
Makes sense.
But come in, check in a couple days. I need to go into storage. I've been, you know, fitting for a bunch of old women. So my stock is a little jumbled at the moment. So if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
All right. And the two of you with your outfits, let's see. Nana, your outfit's going to be a solid 400 gold.
400, okay.
And Fen, yours is going to be a solid 500 because it is a vintage piece.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
I'm making modifications.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna let all this run through the Roshan filter.
Yep.
Bzz.
Does that sound like a reasonable price? Does this look like a good decision? I don't know. Do you?
I think it's a great decision.
Agreed.
But Roshan would like to try and pawn several of his antique jewelry from the time of Upside Down Tower. To see if we can
Got an ass load
start
of gems
spending-
too.
start spending that as a source of income, because this is I think this guy has an eye for old jewelry. So
How much is your old jewelry worth? How much we got?
we got 7,000 in old jewelry.
He will take
Wow.
at this moment.
Just pawn all of them.
I'll take these ones for 2,000. So he'll take 2,000 worth of jewelry.
Okay.
All right. Come back by. Once again, I hate maybe pointing you in the direction of custom, but let me look around. I just need more time, and you'd be sitting here for like 3 hours while I dig. But I'll figure it out.
Thank you.
And you guys step out. You can see that Russ's eyes have glazed over long ago.
It's
Russ
gone.
is fully gone. But you have done your shopping based on outfits. Is there any? What do you guys want to do now?
Can I retcon the helm thing?
You can just jog over there and be like,
Yeah. Wait.
"Scrap the helm."
I don't want a hat. Hats are stupid.
How much did I charge?
They'll squish my ears.
For the helm and sprucing up the armor, it was 500.
500. So go ahead and take back, because I'm still gonna actually go ahead and take back all 500 of your gold, because I don't even have the armor to edit. So so you take back your 500. He's like, I haven't started yet. That's fine. but something settled Keld in a wobbly place of what to do, but trusting in Krilly. Where to next?
I think we're going to make like the wind and blow.
Do we want to go by
sure.
Calendula's first?
Oh yes, that's a good idea.
Real quick.
Yeah, that's easy enough to swing by Calendula's.
I think before we leave, we should probably make sure we're not being watched or followed.
Real
Just
quick, yes. Before we
just
go
a quick
in that
scan
direction.
around.
Yeah, so you guys can do that when you go. You head over to Calendula's Tonic and Tincture. Has a sort of a rusted, older kind of look to it, except that's a bit more fabricated. Made to look more homey.
It's weathered.
yeah.
Artistically.
Inside is a packed maze of a store, rows and rows of these full wooden shelves that go all the way up to the ceiling. And in some places, it's like if you're standing in the wrong spot, you can't see the counter or the exit or another wall. You're just kind of like stuck in a spot and have to just keep walking. But it is, you're immediately hit with the smell of herbs and oils. It is a mesh of many scents. There are glasses and vials, metal tins, hanging dried herbs, bags filled with who knows what, candles, lotions, salves, oils, teas, everything. At the counter, there is a half-elven girl, with sort of like a buzz haircut and like long earrings that kind of gently touch the shoulders. Looks to be in her late teens and is just sort of standing at the desk, a bit unenthused. But you're at Calendula's.
I feel like
I
there's
think-
more things here than last time.
Start running around and look at all the stuff.
Yeah.
I think Roshan would go to the half-elven girl and ask her, is there an apothecary in?
Are you looking for a personalized medicine?
Looking for someone who might make that for me, yes.
You can request it here at the counter and I'll send it off.
There's someone I know has a very similar condition, deals with a lot of, and then he'll whisper, corruption, in their body, and I was just wondering what you might suggest for that, or what you might prescribe.
Your body's full of corruption.
Who isn't nowadays?
What are your symptoms? I
Aren't
can't
we
disclose
all?
another person's purchase.
Nana kind of glances at Roshan's chest. It's an idea.
My chest?
What's on your chest? What are you hiding in there, big boy?
No.
Roshan would say weakness, gradual loss of muscle, and is there anything else he can remember from the distance he saw Bosch at? He saw him collapse.
Yeah, you got what you got.
Okay. Then he'll just leave it at those.
Okay. Are you looking for
Jaundiced.
something with enchantment?
Is that something you can offer with reasonable expectations that it'll work?
I can't promise it'll work. Because, and she kind of like remembers where she is. She is at work. Tone doesn't change much, though. We cannot confirm because we are actual physicians. I'm not currently examining you. You are just describing symptoms to me. There are enchantments we can apply that could work to soothe those symptoms. We cannot promise an outcome that gets rid of if you have an illness. We do sell very expensive medicines that could deal in that, but I'd have to call somebody else in, but I'm the only one in today.
Could you list for me the things you think might help, and I'll do a quick bit of research at the library and see which one might work best for me.
She leans forward. So if you're asking me for my assistance, I would recommend going with something in the mint family that you can get from a shelf over there. But if you're going for the specialized medicine, I don't make those.
I think Roshan will slide just a couple gold pieces across the counter and say, I hope they're paying you enough here.
It's enough. And takes the coins.
And I don't know. Does anyone else think there's anything more to be gleaned here? Does anyone else have questions for unenthusiastic?
Teenage
trying to
health.
get this
Salary
teen
woman.
to violate HIPAA.
I
The
mean,
kid.
how dare she?
Clearly not a rebel.
Can we,
Um,
from as we're gazing through the shop, can we see at all what sort of like record keeping they have? Do they have? Does it look like they have like a ledger of like shipments received versus products
They don't
sold?
have a ledger
Like,
sitting out. There's not one you can see.
okay, it doesn't
Not
look
to
like
say
they're
they don't
okay.
have one, but they might have it put away.
Are you guys buying something?
You have health potions?
No.
Bespoke tinctures.
Okay.
then.
I just thought this was the Walgreens of this continent. That's fine.
We sell nice smelling salves and things that make people feel better. Sometimes on an emotional level, smelling lavender makes some people very happy.
Oh my god, smelling lavender makes me so fucking sick to my stomach.
I
Lilac
imagine
is so
that
much better than lavender. Why doesn't anyone understand this? And Sven just storms out.
We
You're
sell.
welcome to your own opinion, Fen. We've recently had a little bit too much to do with lavender, so he's a bit
Okay.
touchy.
I don't get paid on commission.
That's fair. Let's see. I'm actually looking for, Nana wants to kind of just ask for a basic kind of, a muscle relaxer cream just to kind of, have something for on the road when we're traveling hard and need a little relief.
Should
I
pick
would
something
assume
up
they've
for
got something
heartworm
like
too.
that. Well, I've not recently been having much trouble with that, but I suppose if you've any cough suppressants as well.
Do you have any slippery elm?
I mean,
Don't ask
probably.
about-
That's a tree.
She like motions
It's a
to all the
cough
shelves.
suppressant.
Oh god.
You're welcome to look around. But she motions you about, sees that you're like not leaving the counter, and is like, okay, comes over and
We don't know where everything is. It's your shop.
That's why you wander.
comes over and hands you two, one salve, one tincture. Okay, you rub this on sore areas as a mixtures of mints and clove. Should be giving a warm sensation. If you experience any like rashing, I advise stopping.
That's It's for the best.
Also, this tincture, 2 drops under the tongue.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna be 10 gold.
Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Nana will go ahead and pay the 10 gold.
Okay. She does not say have a nice day. She just stares at you.
Yeah, no, that makes
Watching.
sense. It's like it's the vibe of the retail worker. It's like, why are you still here if you're not buying something?
Keld's gonna look around for any sort of like scented perfume oils.
Yeah, you can find one for 5 gold.
Cool.
Did any of Bosch's people leave behind that stupid broomstick symbol anywhere in here?
With your passive perception, you don't see it anywhere.
Good. Have to burn this place down.
You boy.
Are we good? Do you need help with something else?
No, thank you. You've been very helpful. Have a great day.
Just dead behind the eyes as all of you make your way out. Russ kind of looks over. He didn't go inside.
I didn't know they were in the habit of employing the undead.
Right?
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Trying to push lavender on people like that.
That's all right then. It's okay.
Just because
Let it roll.
I bought the lavender salve doesn't mean you gotta get mad about it.
Have you ever smelled lilac? Lilac is delightful. Lavender is
They
nauseating.
had so many things there. There was probably a lilac if you looked, but Fen was like, somebody said lavender, and I'd rather die.
And you ran off.
I'd rather die.
Lilac right in there, Fen. It was right there next to the lavender.
So are you guys going now, or are we like going somewhere else?
I don't know. Do
I
you
believe
guys
we.
I don't know, man. You want to hang out?
I'll 100% hang out. That's
If you're
not
going to
even a
stay.
question.
Do you want to come to the library with us?
I certainly do not want to come to the library, though. No. And also, I have to schedule a meeting with my my handler.
Yeah, the one that you didn't see yesterday.
Yeah, I really kind of fucked that up.
You and Nix could make out in the stacks.
I mean, I'm
that
not going
breaks
to do
any
any
of the
reading
rules.
anyway, so.
I certainly would not be reading either.
Good, you could not read together.
Well, sadly, I have to not read here. Even if I'd rather be somewhere else, and oddly enough, not a library, not at the top of the list. But
That's fair.
I'll be here.
All right.
You said you'd be back in like 5 hours or some shit. Unclear. I'll be here.
We might be back tomorrow. If it will be a while, we'll
it
let
runs
you know.
long,
We'll
yeah.
text you.
Sure.
By text, he means a message of his voice happening to cross your brain at an unspecified hour.
That shit is always weird. But I'll wait for it.
You'll be
It'll happen
forewarned
when
at
you're
least.
peeing.
Honestly, the 3 times it's happened to me, I think I have been actively peeing, which is weird. Like, does the spell know, or...
You just
I don't.
pee a lot, man. That's fine. They
You
probably
have
have
to
a
stay
salve for that.
hydrated.
That
the
is
thing.
true. Healthy
If you
kidney
have
function.
to stay hydrated. But what are we doing, Nick?
But it hurts so much to to stop the stream.
Listen, you gotta pee through it. You have to pee through the message. I'm not stopping for anyone.
Just got to concentrate and keep your word count.
Yep.
And pee.
Oh, there's a word count. Wait, there's a word count?
25 words? Is that right, Roshan?
Yeah, more or less.
I don't think any of my messages in return have been good.
Oh dear.
That's all right.
Well, now you know, and you can alter your approach for the future.
You can try.
I'll decide if I want to. It's
You
usually
need to
better if, you know,
let
the
slip.
higher ups don't think you're good at shit. And
Yeah.
then, you know. be good at the things you want to be good at. I don't want to be the guy good at counting in my head to send some words.
Under promise, over deliver, right?
Sure. All right, you guys go work. I'm gonna go work.
I guess.
I'm going to walk at like a normal pace though. But I'm sure we'll arrive where we're all going at the same time or whatever.
Probably.
Nix. See you soon.
See you soon.
Roshan will give her, just like go behind her and give her a little bump into him.
Nana is on her other side. Small
Yeah,
little bump.
bring it.
Everyone is very close to me.
Just doesn't like it. All these people around her.
Sorry,
Right.
sorry.
Everyone's huddling all
Fen
of a sudden.
absolutely is not touching you.
Thank
I'll
you,
see
Fen.
you all. I'll see you all in at least a day.
We will see you then.
Hopefully sooner.
Right. He does sort of like a little mockery of a bow and then begins to walk off. How we doing this?
Are we
I
going
don't
right
know the
now?
methodology. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think it matters where we leave from.
Mhm.
Do you think they'll care if we leave from just the middle of town?
Do we want to take a look around?
We should try and go somewhere a little less obvious. I mean, if there's anybody who could report back to Bosch, we don't want them knowing how we can suddenly go somewhere as a cloud.
How could we be a cloud? I don't understand
don't
that.
know.
right
I'm
off the bat.
excited to see.
Just
Hold on. Look,
hold on.
I trust you. I do trust you.
This really does.
Can we take a look around?
As
Can we
you
use the
all make your
lantern?
way into an alley, sort of, kind of getting into an area out of
Yeah,
view.
yeah. Just try and be subtle. Check with the lantern. Yeah. You know.
Nix, you want to tell me how this looks?
Once they get into the alley, she'll have a flame will pop up in the one hand and her water in the other. And she'll just start making smoke pour out around us.
Mm-hmm.
And as it goes up their bodies, everyone also starts turning into clouds.
Whoa.
And you can move real
Begin-
fast.
Begin to feel your corporeal forms leave you as you become mist, smoke, a gentle sheen and sparkle under the sun. And as you just get used to the concept, right before you get used to the concept, Nyx is like, in her mind, here we go. And all of you are pulled at a breakneck speed through the air by a mystical wind. At incredibly fast, spiraling up into the air. It is sickening and overwhelming. And at least you're not corporeal enough to feel like the wind bashing into your face. And if you had a stomach, you're sure it would be flipped and you would feel the need to vomit. But you're a smoke cloud floating through the air at breakneck speed.
Oh God! So you just feel like you desperately need to puke, but there's no way for you to do so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fine. You all want to get this
The
fast.
idea
Yep.
of seeing things also becomes incredibly difficult. Nobody looked up a landmark for the library. Nobody's been to the library.
Oh,
and you are
no.
now all moving at breakneck speed towards it to the best estimation you have, and the
Oh,
best
we're
you can
idiots.
perceive casually as wind. Breakneck
no.
speed. I need strength saving throws with advantage from everyone.
Okie dokie. I'm glad we have advantage. That's nice.
What are we rolling?
Dirty 20.
saving.
It's a saving throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Dirty 20.
21.
If we get a +2 from Kel,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Then
true.
a
None of Kel's
7.
shit's happening right now.
Fine.
None of
Okay.
Kel's shit. He is
Then
a smoke.
5.
I'm not letting you have it.
Smoke.
I'm not letting you have
Oh,
your
no.
7.
But his smoke is present with our
It's fine.
smoke.
I still got an 18.
and Kel, what do we got?
22.
Neat.
Poor
um,
Roshan.
all of you rocket forward, and Nyx, you're sort of the monitor of this. And you're trying to keep track, and as I stated earlier, it's a windy day.
Fuck.
And all of you feel a gust of wind at your high kind of level of flying to
Oh,
be
no.
unnoticed. Rocket into you, and all of you go
shit.
brrr, and
God.
just barrel roll across the sky
Oh,
as you
God.
kind of right yourselves and go back to focus as Roshan continues off course as a wind, spinning and spiraling. It takes time for everybody to just kind of like, and we aggressively quickly do a U-turn, which takes us an extended amount of time because we're going so fast, to
Oh, boy.
eventually wrangle Roshan back in, adding a little bit to your time as you continue to push forward, having to try and keep Roshan from blowing away, who seems to be struggling as a wind person. And that's okay. Sometimes you struggle as wind people, and that's all right.
Sometimes you could have asked the bartender about which way to the library and what's close by, and we didn't.
You know, you guys will have to do your best. And the only
Curses
thing I
the
can ask
consequences of our own inaction again!
is, what are your passive perceptions?
20.
Keld, no thank you.
16.
19.
17.
Okay.
Very well.
Keld, no thank you.
Eleven.
Kel did great.
He did
Calvin should
5.
have less than a 10.
Keld is just here and doing as he pleases, and by
I'm
that,
just
I
going
mean
fast.
rocketing forward. You can't talk, you can't do anything. The only thing you can do is go fast and try to see, which is increasingly difficult as there's a bit of fatigue that sets in with just, and I'm going forward, and I'm spinning, and I'm going forward, and I'm spinning, and I'm going forward, and I'm spinning. And it's around the time that you're like, Nyx is like, okay, like this is all mental. This is not out loud. Nyx cannot talk to you. Thinks like, okay, we have to be nearby based on my math that is,
My
you know,
good math.
doing my best here. It has to be nearby, right?
I
And
hope we are.
you sort of curve down at this rapid speed to try and get a little bit closer to the ground to kind of still stay out of view if somebody happened to casually watch a scary mist swing by. But the rest of you see this and can like follow suit as you are pulled sort of by Nyx's lead on this. You feel like you could tarry off on your own, but like you're like, oh god, would I? Oh god, they'd never find me. I'd be lost to the world.
No!
As you just rocket forward and trying kind of out of your periphery at the moments as you look through and it's like ground, tree, snow, embankment, cart. There is a moment, Nyx, where it takes a moment for your brain to register it. You watch it go by.
The library?
You see a path that goes off the side of the road. You don't see a building, but you see a path that looks like it's set with tiny swirling stones. And you're past it. What would you like to do?
I think
Oh,
she'll
boy.
she'll go back to it. She'll try to lead us back.
Everyone does a
Okay.
huge winding about face.
Oh god.
Nyx, go ahead and give me a roll plus your spellcasting modifier, which is wisdom. So just
God.
the modifier, nothing too fancy.
No, that's still really good. 23.
And you come rocketing down, sort of landing a few yards away. A slight miscalculation. But you land, and the rest of you kind of spiral
God.
in next to Nyx. And sort of land. And you're like, okay, we're here. You all sit quietly thinking to yourselves. and then spend a whole minute staring at each other as wind as you slowly try to get your corporeal forms back. Just a moment of awkwardly looking at each other and waiting. And waiting.
When does it?
How strange.
You
It just
can't
takes,
talk.
It just takes a minute.
You just all sit there quietly, waiting, and the minute passes, and it is the sensation of being incorporeal and then immediately being corporeal. Your stomach
That is.
immediately does a million flips. Everybody has to run off to the sides to vomit. It's immediate. There is a nausea that sets in and takes like a moment to sort of grasp as you have spent an hour and a half in the sky. Or so. You can only kind of guess on time, but the sun is still up. The sun is still here. As
Are
all
we
of you
still
get
on
your
the continent?
you get your composure back and are looking at this winding path of beautifully, intricately placed cobblestones leading into the woods.
Are we here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, gods.
Oh. Nixo is very convenient, but I hope you won't be offended if I say I hope I never have to do it again.
Mm.
You wanted to get your
Sean, how are you
friends,
feeling?
so.
Muted.
Are you with us?
Are you okay, Roshan?
Roshan just gives a thumbs up. Like,
Just hand on a
Happy to be
tree,
here.
thumbs up.
No, there's a lot. The
Hey,
library's
Keld,
ahead. Come on.
Keld, Keld, have you done that before?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I won't blame you for not warning us.
Yeah.
Oh.
No exhaustion, no lasting effect, but you feel like shit. Like you don't feel good. It is whiplash and like you're on a different like you just took a plane ride and you're somewhere else and you're like, God, I'm supposed to stay up for another 24 hours now. Like it's just you're jet lagged.
Oh,
You
no.
feel like shit. But that does begin to wane as you all look in the direction of these winding cobblestones.
Is that a
And
feature of the library? I don't remember anyone saying anything about
I've never
spiral
been here, so.
cobblestones.
First
Does
time.
that sound familiar?
none of you have asked really about the description of the library's location. But you see.
Hey, guys. We're all idiots. We suck so badly.
Yeah, we're big idiots, all of us. Oh God, we could have
I
asked.
think we were just very eager.
And very drunk last night. We could have asked the innkeeper. Oh well.
Oh yeah.
Let's see where we are and get our bearings, and we'll figure things out from there. There's cobblestones, so there's people, so there's someone probably who can give us directions if we're a little bit off.
We could
Which
just
hopefully
start
we're not.
walking. We could start walking along this path.
I think
Let's
we should
go.
follow the cobblestones.
To the cobblestone.
And we
Follow
we
the
have that
cobblestone.
ability to fly for like 8 hours. So if we want to go back, we have enough time.
Whoa.
Clearly, Nyx is the smartest among us, and we should follow her.
I will abdicate leadership for that.
You all begin to make your way down this cobblestone path, and just a quick heads up, I am going to get you somewhere. I'm going to describe a place,
Cool.
and then we speak no more. Then we
no.
speak no more.
Ominous.
You begin to make your way down this beautiful winding path, and the further you go, the more intricate these sort of swirling patterns become. And now that you look at it, you can see that there's pieces of glass replacing some of the stone, so it catches the occasional sunbeam. And this had to have taken a large amount of time. Like, the amount of dedication that this took to put in all of this cobblestone, this extended distance where you could not see something from the road. As you begin to, all of you sort of choke down anything left of your breakfasts and make your way forward. As you walk and kind of make your way through these kind of this like sparse wooded area, um, you make your way forward, and in the distance you begin to see a building of white stone sitting in a courtyard. This courtyard comprised of stone paths and was probably very lush and green, maybe closer to spring, but it looks like it has a good amount of foliage that is currently in its winter state. You can see the occasional cairn is kind of off to the side in different places, covered in a fine layer of snow. As you make your way forward, kind of taking it in, you can see that this building is very simple and clean in appearance. And as you get closer, you start to see more of the detail. There is a risen carving of a beautiful woman out of the stone of this white building, as if she kind of sits on a ledge. She's about 12 feet tall, sort of bigger visually, has sort of an immaculately braided head of like not a hair out of place sort of braid. Very clean, very simple in its appearance. Detailed but simple, if that makes sense. She's wearing a white gown with not much upon it, but the details that you're starting to pick up, like in the fabric of the outfit. The amount of time, the craftsmanship to make this type of thing. She sits kind of like on a side, back against one of the pillars, her leg sort of out and carved away from the wall. So it's as if there was this large stone that they were, making this portion of the building out of, and carved it down so that there is this expanse of a woman sitting out in front of it. Her arm is back and sort of wraps a bit around the pillar, fingers flayed outwards a bit. You can see she has a gentle smile on her face, and her other hand reaches forward and is holding a quill. And now you can see the design along the wall. All the sides that you can see of this building, which currently is only the front, itty bitty teeny tiny runes all across it, as if exploding from this quill. Intricate, perfect lines, small, precise precision as you look at this. You are currently at this area right before you get to this large door, this entryway. But in the center of this small courtyard is a stone at the center that has words written atop it. And as you approach to look at it, written in small, beautiful, precise handwriting, you see, while in the presence of the goddess of wisdom, you will seek wisdom. While in the presence of the goddess of civility, you will be civil. While in the presence of the goddess of self-control, you will think before acting. While in the presence of the goddess of prudence, you will be cautious. While in the presence of the goddess Snotra, you will respect the rules of her hall. And then below, altercations of any kind will lead to a life ban from the library. Magic use of any kind will lead to a life ban from the library. Disrespect of any kind to the keepers of the tomes, keepers of the tomes or other patrons will lead to a life ban. Damage to library property will lead to a life ban from the library. Attempts at theft will lead to a life ban from the library. As you stare at the entrance after looking upon the rules of what you can now only assume is the Kivik Library, that is where we are going to stop for today. Thank you all very much for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story, especially one where we pick out fancy outfits. And we all have a good time.
Masturbate. We all love a good time.
here at the Dice Cult, we got the stuff and the things going
Shopping.
on. If you head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch all the past episodes of our show. Why do we need to go to the library? Who's this Bosch guy? Oh, a party? What about it?
You can find out.
Yeah, you can learn if you're like, oh boy, I need to do something. Well, we got something. You can also watch. We have other D&D shows. We have a Vampire the Masquerade you could watch. We also have one shots if you're like, well, maybe just like a dip a toe in. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you again. We really appreciate it. Love getting to tell you guys a story. And we'll see you same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a study session at the library. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.